Well, my man MoneyBoy Trey in the building. He said, hit that like or we gon' fight. Make sure you check him out on YouTube.
Let me talk to the host. The host is MoneyBoy Trey. What's popping?
Hey, MoneyBoy. There's your friend, MoneyBoy Trey.
Yeah, what up, MoneyBoy? What's up, bro?
Will you interview with at MoneyBoy Trey?
Or MoneyBoy Trey is back. Where you been?
MoneyBoy. You see me in they chats because that's the circle that I associate with.
MoneyBoy said manhood is subjective. No, the fuck it's not.
Don't take hallelujah. That's about everybody. We miss on the song a lot. Gives me the man about it. This is called Tell Her Never Do. If you handle your business right, I'ma promote your ass. You bitch out and try to kite, I'ma come smoke your ass. The shit that I'm giving you, they drawing blood to get. The fix be running through because they love the shit. So don't come with that, no one wouldn't buy it. The shit was cool. Niggas try to rob me, nobody was coming through. Snitches, I can't have that. Bitches, I can't have that. Riches, you can have that. Just bring me my cash back. Look, it's all gravy with me, go ahead and shine. That's how you play it with me, you're big time. All I want is the G's with a trunk full of keys. A Benz on 20s, you got something you can lend me. Shit, boys ain't doing nothing for me for free. Can't put no trust in you boys, cause y'all be trying to run G. Cause I don't like dreaming about making no cheese. Wanna see my motherfucking bank account OD. Until then, I'ma be thugging behind the project building, smoking that 5 with the ghetto children, plotting on a way that we can make $1 million. Yeah, I'ma be thugging behind the project building, smoking that 5 with the ghetto children, plotting on a way that we can make $1 million. Hey, now I'm on some shit again. Leave a hater stranded like Gilligan. Hundreds I'm considering, flexing for $1 million. Catch it, hater, I'm killing them. They spot, but I ain't feeling them. My jacket off appearing them. Some will say it's numerary, partners in vocifering. Juvenile is different. Look at what I did to them. Boys wearing Reeboks instead of Nikes and Timberlands. Bitch hitters, I be tipping them. My Mac 9, it be flipping them. Some of these haters is trying to run G, so I be gifting them. They will do the same to me. Boys ain't no family. Shit is all a game to me, but nobody gon' handle me. 400 degrees, toting guns, running with me. No wonder we need more money one could receive. Player wanna deal with this Christ, I'ma put it open in his life. Never should I fuck with me right. Why you keep ducking me shy? I'ma knock your head off. Boy, tryna get to your fuck, tryna play it off. You made the beat, pussy so wise, you scared. If you mind your fucking business, then your life would be spared. I can't see it. Pussy try to make me out a bitch, I can't be it. I had this motherfucker crow with hitters like Free Nick. You probably can save yourself, but you can't save your neighbors when my nine get to spinning around like a baseball player. Put on this potato on the end of my nine. Foolishness I entertain to keep these boys in line. Look, cause I don't like to dream about making no cheese. Cause I don't like to dream about making no cheese. Wanna see my motherfucking bank account OD. Until then, I'ma be thugging behind a project building, smoking that 5 with the ghetto children, plotting on a way that we can make $1 million. Yeah, I'ma be thugging behind a project building, smoking that 5 with the ghetto children, plotting on a way that we can make $1 million. Ask some boy about me. Bet them bitches know me. Magnolia head buster out that wild TC. I'm a young hitter. Look at what you done, hitter. You done made me mad. Now I'm gonna get boys want me. I'ma keep it real with you. You say you the man, I know I'm the man, and I'm ready to deal with you. I'm prepared for the toe tagging. Keep my Reebok strapped tight with my key ball sagging. Now I done rocked a couple of keys, and I done flipped that 2 times. I know I'm in a drought, and they gonna pursue mine. I got bills to pay, I can't be playing with you jokers. These youngsters something else, now you bout it, they'll provoke you. You can't understand how a hitter my age can hit the streets like the bustin' with the 12 gauge. But I don't like to dream about making no cheese in the future. Wanna see my fucking pockets OD until then. I'ma be thugging on the project.
Good garbage day, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing? Tara ain't showed us the tiny shed. In fact, he is doing everything but showing us the tiny home. He is going around screenshotting people's posts and making posts about them. But he won't hit that live button. Like he would not stop hitting that live button when he needed money before he got paid. That nigga has not been live one time since he got paid money. Like, not one live. It's all just old shit. He won't do it. So I guess we not gonna see the tiny home. Team Terry, this your gotcha bitch moment. What we about to listen to now is, I don't know. I know the title of her video was "Do Women's Body Count Matter?" I don't know who this young lady is. I found her because I get the notifications from Tommy, and he said something about battling a hair-hatted hooligan on her thoughts. And yeah, so I went and found her on YouTube because I be having to have commercials when I watch it on Rumble. So I seen it now. According to his chat, he won. According to her chat, she won. I don't even know what was said. I just went to the timestamp where he came up, and I like a good argument. And it looks like both of them can argue. She has a pretty successful channel, which is tagged in the blue in the description. I think it's LG's Lover Girl Confessions is the channel name. Her name is Rogue C. Yeah, let's listen to her and see what her and Tommy had. Let's see what they were arguing about first. And what they had to say. It started off with her and him, and then it turned into a full-fledged panel. So I think we might be in for some good arguments. Well, without further ado, let's listen. What the fuck? Play.
All right, y'all, let's welcome Tommy.
Hey, can you hear me?
Hello? I can. You do have a
I have an echo.
Well, I can hear myself.
How about now?
Yep, we're good. Hi, hello. Nice to see you again. Nice to meet you again.
You said again. We know each other?
Yes, sir. We had a little fallout moment on shout out to Melanin Legacy. I had not cammed up, but yes, that was me.
You were not on that show with us. What was your name there?
Roxy.
I don't remember it. But you were saying some things in that and talking about that video. And what I find is that it appears to me that black women will make statements like you said, a man's not supposed to care about a woman's hair. In the same breath, y'all will swear up and down y'all do your hair to please men. But y'all like being just rude to black men. In my opinion, black women, y'all love trying to make a dude sound gay by no matter what he says, you will say he's sassy, sweet. You will use words that are inflammatory on purpose, which makes no sense. Because if you're doing hair and I got eyes, why is it I couldn't look and see what I like and don't? That doesn't seem to make any sense. Imagine a man saying, because you're a woman, you ain't supposed to know what I do with my head, whether it's bald or I got a box. That wouldn't make any sense.
I'm finna say though, I bet you love a good scalp massage though.
Oh, it does feel good. Listen, I'm an old man, but I'm an old man. You give me some warm milk and a back rub, I go to sleep.
See? No, so when it comes down to it, and I didn't know if it was really you or somebody with your name, but I know a troll situation. But no,
Yeah,
when it comes
that's why I
down,
went ahead and that's why I tried to go ahead and jump in, because I know people think, hey, nigga out here trolling, and sometimes it do be trolled. So
no, and I appreciate you for having the conversation. When it comes down to it, I actually don't have an issue with black men saying what their preference is. I do actually have a lot of times where even myself with my brothers, we have these conversations, right? I just know when it comes down to certain men, not every man is a monolith. So what one doesn't like, another will. Respectfully, the man that I am with, he actually does like when I do different things with my hair.
no,
So,
I get it. But then why did you say, when talking to me, even if you thought I was a troll, why say to your fans that it's something wrong with a man that is speaking about a woman's hairstyle? Why do that?
If it is something that you are not in preference of, I do find it a little strange where you could just go to the women that have the preference that you like. But again, I am a cosmetologist by trade. So as much as I have fun with other hairstyles, I still take care of my natural hair. Under this little wiggy bob, my hair actually is past the actual bob. I actually have to stuff all my hair in there. And I show my hair. If, people who go through my page and through my channel, they can see my hair, and I like to switch it up. So it's just fun. And I feel like when men kind of want to take the fun out of situations, I don't like that, because life is too dull and life is too sad already.
So then I ask, why is it that Asians and whites' idea of fun is still hair that looks like theirs? Why is it that their fun is something that looks like it could actually be theirs?
I mean, again, I've seen a lot of Asians. If you actually look at it, I don't know if you kind of
do
see
it. Don't you do this?
Hold on. Have you not seen the Asians with froze now?
She had to
Hold
look
on.
up
And
for
you
that.
see these Asians with froze, you know what they do? They turn.
I need somebody need to show me this shit. I need to see an Asian with an afro. My mind will be blown. I've never seen this shit. I'm not saying she lied. I'm saying I want to see it. Apparently, Tommy didn't see this shit because he's addressing it. I want to see it. I think it would be funny. Like it would be like seeing how it was funny when we saw Bob Ross with the afro. That shit was funny. We were like, look at this white man. How you get his hair like that? So I would like to see an Asian with an afro. I'm just the curiosity in me would like to see this shit.
Their own hair to that. Just like I'm from the Caribbean. There were white dudes who had locks. You know what they did? Lock their own hair.
But again, I think it's actually more fun, the fact that y'all know I could just take this off and I can have my hair under it, right? Instead of trying to really force my hair to do something. Because when it comes down to it, and again, this is just from the nerdy cosmetologist standpoint of things, my hair being protected instead of constantly manipulated is what makes my hair grow. Well, a lot of those.
I already know where he going. I'm gonna just get it out before he do. How women say that putting weave on top of their hair is a protective hairstyle, but don't your hair need sunlight to grow and be healthy? Don't it need oxygen and grease and things of these natures to make your hair healthy? I don't see how keeping it covered and exposing it to mold and mildew and sweat and shit for months at a time is a protective style at all. I don't understand it, but for some reason it seems to be the thing that all the women repeat. I don't even think they believe the shit is true or not. It's just a defense mechanism. It's a protective style. Protected from what? What are you protecting it from? You can't say it's from, she said from manipulating, but you have to get your hair braided. So that's manipulation. You got to braid your hair down, and then you got to get that motherfucker sewn on. You have to have a needle and thread go through your goddamn braids that you just manipulated, and that's tension it, and then you covering it up from the sun, where our hair naturally draws to the sun anyway for the vitamin D and all that shit, and it's covered up, but it's protective style. All right, cool. All right, I guess it's, I don't know, I don't understand it, but we've heard it enough that it's just one of them things that we just accept. Now let's see what he say. I already know what he gonna say.
People are doing to their hair, they're damaging their hair past the point of no return.
So before 2000s, what were black women doing to protect their hair?
Wigs were a thing.
Wait. She said doing your hair damages it. Okay. Well, damage it until it's gone, then wear the wig. I'm sure every culture of woman that does their hair, it damages it. That's the everyday wear and tear of it. But you see how she said this shit confidently?
A lot of those people are doing to their hair, they're damaging their hair past the point of no return.
So,
and she doesn't think sewing a wig in your head or doing a sew-in. Let's not just pretend like everybody out here is getting sew-ins. It's still some bitches that's doing quick weaves and all that shit and putting glue in their head. Everybody can't afford stockings. And so you said that none of the shit that y'all do to the lace front, that's not affecting your real hair underneath, that's not damaging your real hair. All right, cool. I'm not a girl. I don't know these things. I'm ignorant to this situation. I gotta take the word of women.
Before 2000s, what were black women doing to protect their hair?
Wigs were a thing.
It was no bitches wearing wigs. Wigs were a thing. Yes, they were. But they weren't the norm. Now it's the norm. Everybody got a wig. It didn't used to be that way. Motherfuckers had weave. They had weave, but even then, it would just look the ratchet hoes that was going to the hair shows and shit that had that extra shit. But for the regular people, I grew up in an era where bitches had bobs and bangs and shit and ponytails and braids. It was it. Either cornrows or you had some weave put in it. But that you know, they had the French buns and the cornrows, the French rolls and all that. Just the era I grew up in. What the fuck is he talking about? Wigs become. You didn't wear no wig in high school. You probably didn't wear no wig through college. That shit just started happening. That shit came, like, it had to be like 2010 or somewhere. It was just a thing where lace fronts were apparently made affordable to every goddamn. Nah, I wouldn't even say then. Because I remember buying bundles and shit for a bitch in 2010, 11, and 12. She wasn't doing, they wasn't doing all of that. That they had the shit sold into their real hair. I don't remember her ever getting a cap, a full-fledged cap on her head. I don't know, but yes, she said, what you mean you came with me? I'm just recalling my youth. I've listened to what this lady said when she was like, hey, what before 2000, because I remember, you know, Pam Grier walking around with afros and shit. There was some fine mama jammers. I remember the Jet Beauty of the Weeks. Them bitches didn't have no goddamn wigs in. You could tell that was their real hair and they just got it pressed because it was starting to get fluffy because they were doing the goddamn photo shoot. All them lights and humidity was making their hair puff up. So I don't know what era she grew up in where she was like, it was a thing, yes, but it wasn't. And then you could tell they was wigs back then too. Like the old women wore the little crop ass wig. We knew which ones was wigs. They wasn't these things with the baby hairs and shit on them, no. They wasn't.
No, I'm saying, they were not. You seen black women walking around with, they would either perm their hair. That was one of the things they did, but it was theirs. Only old women, everybody would tell you, old women wore wigs. That wasn't a church lady wore a wig. It was a joke. So it wasn't nobody just walking around just wearing a wig. They were wearing wigs typically when they got old and they lost their hair. It's like a hairpiece for a
Or I will add to that, Tommy, or celebrities. Celebrities have always worn the motherfucker. Celebrity entertainers, movie stars, singers, and shit of that nature. They've always worn the motherfuckers too. But like I said, they weren't available to the common man like that.
Man, he didn't just wear a hairpiece. He wore it when he lost his hair. What I'm trying to say is women will try to make something not be a big deal. Y'all are very dismissive as black women. I even listened to you say you're dismissive about the hair. Then you were dismissive about men comparing themselves to women. But then you turned around and compared yourself to a man.
When did I do that?
When you said a man can have a body count, but gets mad at a woman for having one.
Oh, no. I definitely spoke up about the double standards of things. And I'm very aware of double standards. I'm actually pro double standards. I just know when it comes down to the whole conversation, we do have to look at both sides of the conversation because there will be those who will argue that. Are you okay with someone else coming up or do you want to just...
Oh, sure. No. I'm sure. I don't know if they come up. I'm like,
she's sweet. She's sweet.
Respect is respect. I'm good on that. Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and bring up Mo Love. Hey, Momo.
Hey, girl, I thought you dropped the link for everybody. No?
Not yet. This was supposed to be a one-on-one with me and Tommy, but Tommy says he's cool with you being up here. Did you want to add something?
I was going to speak on body count, but the hair thing, I love my hair. So, I mean, I don't think it's a big deal. I would guess if it mattered to my man, I would consider his feelings, you know.
Right.
I think the bigger deal is
Okay, question, ladies.
it should matter to who you're with. You get what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Women, for all the women that's listening, let me ask y'all a question. Since these wigs are protective hairstyles, is it fair to say that all the baby hairs are protective baby hairs? Because are these baby hairs protecting the baby hairs that y'all don't have? What part of the protective style is the goddamn baby hairs that's all the way down your motherfucking forehead, touching your eyebrows and shit? What part of the protective style is that? Could a lady out there let me know?
Like, you should compromise if you're in a relationship with somebody if they care. I don't think it's a big deal. I look at it as art, creativity. As long as that man sees you natural and likes you in your natural state, that's all that matters. Now, if you are with a man and he can never see you natural, you always have a pound of makeup on and a wig, that's definitely a problem.
I always wonder, like, again, it is a bit dismissive when the women will say it doesn't matter. But the things about a man, regardless of what they are, they matter. Him being 6 feet matters. Him making 6 figures matters. And nobody ever comes out and says, well, there's something wrong with a guy with only 3 inches. We all sat and made fun of Puffy when we saw the video. Not one person said, hey, not every girl want a giant. I don't know why when a man says something, which is very simple, it would be nice that we could have our women look like our children. And their excuse is, it's just art. But when a white girl is using that same art to get box braids or whatever it is, she's cultural appropriating. I just find that strange.
I'm more so
okay. Calling it cultural appropriation is kind of crazy to me. Welcome in, Willing to Win. Okay, so this is why it's not cultural appropriation. Okay, so respectfully, there is nothing about the wig that I'm wearing, and we'll get back on the body count topic as well. Nor is there anything about the wigs that I do wear where I.
Now, Tommy was speaking in general, where he was talking about how if white women get the braids and the baby hair and all of that shit, it's cultural appropriation. And she can't say that she, in her time of living, has never heard this said about white women. It's several videos that have went viral of white women wearing braids and shit and having on Jamaican body, bathing suits and shit of that nature, being criticized for it. But he made a generalized statement. Why did she personalize it? You are one person, but when she personalizes this, she's gonna ignore the thousands and thousands upon thousands of women that she's seen with all types of colored hair that ain't nothing that looks like it would come from their head. She'll say, my shit look natural.
I am trying to emulate a woman outside my race. So that's the whole point. No matter what type of style of hair I'm doing, I am still unapologetically a Black woman who still loves her natural hair, who still loves her natural everything, to the point where I can kind of just do the styles and still do it in a way where it doesn't mimic someone else. Even with this hairstyle, I am still unapologetically a Black woman.
So a white woman with braids is still unapologetically a white woman.
I don't have issues with the whole braids. It's just when your hair starts falling out because you're doing a style that is not meant for your hair. Again, I'm a cosmetologist by trade. So any style that I'm going to do on anybody, Black, white, Indian, at the cosmetology school, I went to Empire Beauty School. So shout out to Empire Beauty School. We did all types of hair.
So you mean to tell me at the beauty school, they telling y'all that slapping hair on top of your head or sewing hair on top of your head is actual protective style? That this is what they teach you in beauty school. And they know what you have to maintain, like they know hair needs air, oxygen, it needs sun to be healthy, and they're gonna tell y'all about the protective style. All right, cool. I don't think they teaching y'all that in school, but I ain't been there. I'm gonna have to take y'all word for it.
But I also knew that the person's hair health is what matters. I've never been the type of person that says, "Oh, Kim Kardashian and the Bo Derek braids and all that." I didn't care about that. At the end of the day,
you do know that that's a thing, though, right? You know that it's a big thing that white girls don't go around trying to beat black girls out of wearing blonde wigs. It doesn't happen. They don't go around and say, "How dare you do what my ancestors did?" But there's actually a group of, there's a large contingent to where that word cultural appropriation has become a word that you can look up in Webster's. That it is that big that black women have a problem with somebody else just doing what you and the young lady just said, being stylish and having fun.
So the issue that came with the cultural appropriation, just because, again, these are things that I actually research because this is in my trade. If we are familiar with the Crown Act, I believe it got passed 3-4 years ago now. So the whole idea was, if other cultures can do with their hair what we naturally do with our hair and not get in trouble for it, we should not be getting in trouble, to the point where teachers, coaches, if a child has locks or braids, they shouldn't have somebody coming and cutting their hair. Right. So that is the only issue when it came down to the cultural appropriation. At least the genesis of the situation was the fact that if they can do it and not get in trouble, this is actually how we naturally wear our hair. So we should not get in trouble either. Where our hair should not be called distracting. Our hair should not be seen as problematic in any capacity.
Can I ask a question? And why can they get lip fillers and get butts to look like a black woman, but that's never called out? It's just a question.
I'll answer that. When did black women have a monopoly on butts and lips?
Because we always
No. That's a real question. You said it as if black women have it and other people don't. That's what you said.
Well, we know.
So I'm just asking, when did y'all have a monopoly on it?
I'm not about a monopoly, but when it did come down,
if you say they're getting it like us.
Well, hold on, because we also do know who Sarah Bartman is, correct?
What does that have to do with you?
But again, that
You're not shaped like Sarah Bartman.
You don't know how I'm shaped, Tommy.
Son of a bitch. I thought I was talking. I said, man, look, Sarah Bartman was one black woman that had an extremely huge ass for her time. I don't understand what they got to do with him saying, when did black women get a monopoly on fat asses and big lips, as if no other women have big asses. If all black women got fat asses, y'all know it's a whole bunch of black women around here, ass flatter than a chalkboard. So I don't understand why all of a sudden all black women got fat asses and big lips. Are we going to forget about our Mexican counterparts? They got fat asses and big lips. We going to forget about them? We're going to forget about our Asian sisters. Just saying. We're going to forget about are we going to forget about our Brazilian sisters, our Colombian sisters? Like, stop it. There's so many bitches in the world with fat asses and big lips that ain't black. It don't make no sense. Are we really? She ain't answered that question, though. She went to Sarah Bartman. I'm just saying, she went to Sarah Bartman. So I guess, thank you, Puerto Rican, Cuban, Armenian. It's Asians with fat asses. Like the women, women all over. It's some French women with fat asses. It's some Russian women with fat asses. It's some Canadian women with fat asses. It's some, we know all, we can't say all, but the African women, the real Africans, the women is blessed over there. It's some of them. They're just saying, the big asses, it's some big ass girls in Australia. Everywhere you go, you can find a girl with big ass and some nice lips. If you like that thing.
I only mentioned that because we're doing the comparison.
See, y'all can't have a genuine conversation. But you know it's bad monopoly on it.
I'm not about a monopoly, but when it did come down,
if you say they're getting it like us.
Well, hold on, because we also do know who Sarah Bartman is, correct?
What does that have to do with you?
Watch her face after she says Sarah Bartman. Because the question was, when did black women get a monopoly on fat asses and big lips?
Like us?
Well, hold on, because we also do know who Sarah Bartman is, correct?
What does that have to do with you?
But again, that
You're
was
not shaped like Sarah Bartman.
You don't know how I'm shaped, Tommy.
I only mentioned that because we're doing the
You don't know how I'm shaped, Tommy.
Again, that
You're not
was
shaped like Sarah Bartman.
a lot. You don't know how I'm shaped, Tommy.
I don't even.
I feel like there was a little flirt going on there. She just told y'all about her man. I feel like she was doing a little flirt with Tommy. She was like, "You don't know how I'm shaped, Tommy," and she flipped that hair. I feel like she. What do y'all think, ladies and gentlemen? Do y'all think that was a flirtatious moment right there? I don't think he asked. He was just saying, like, ain't nobody shaped like Sarah Bartman. You don't know how I'm shaped, Tommy. Your boyfriend gonna come in there and whoop your ass.
Mention that because we're doing the comparison.
See, y'all can't have a genuine conversation.
These is jokes, Rogue. See, don't strike me or nothing. These is jokes. I said at the beginning of the show. Well, Facebook, damn it, y'all can't do it. But I'm just Facebook. If she does have Facebook, y'all type in Lover Girl Conversations, Rogue C, and see what comes up. But YouTube, she is tagged in blue on both of my channels. If y'all, because we definitely not finna listen to this whole live. So if y'all want to check out the rest of this live, what we don't get to, and plus whatever else she got on her channel, she's tagged in the blue.
Bad built. What you know is bad built women. Why try to act like every woman that you know that's black is shaped like that when it is literally not true?
Okay, so I'm gonna be serious. I'm not gonna troll you. I'm sorry.
That's all I'm asking. Let's have a real conversation so they can see a real one had.
Yes.
Yeah, y'all know it's some bitches out here built like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. It's y'all damn sister. Want to act like all black women got fat asses.
So it's not about that. It's the fact that for millennia, Black women, our bodies, our hair, our shapes, our noses, everything about us that people wanted to deem as bad, even though we already know that it was also sexualized because they actually were turned on by it. Now, when we see other cultures of women, to the point where even with Sarah Bartman, we do know that that's where the petticoat, that shape was supposed to be made because they started wanting to look like how we were naturally built. But again, it was when you started demonizing us, but praising other races of women that were.
So you trying to say Pocahontas didn't have no fat ass? That's all of it. Pocahontas didn't have no fat ass. That's what you trying to say? Stop it.
Looking like or trying to look like us, that became an issue. It's not about us having a monopoly on it. It's just, let's be honest, we want what's fair. If Black women are supposed to be the lowest women, the most unattractive, unappealing women, yet somehow we are also still the most sexual or the most lusted over, how is it that we are deemed bad while when they do it, they're deemed?
Is that necessarily a good thing because people lust over you? Is that necessarily a good thing? I don't know if it's bad or good. I'm honestly asking a question because when she said it, it didn't sound too positive to me. But again, I don't know, but it just don't sound right, I guess.
Good. That's the only issue I think Black women truly have. Now, all these other exasperating conversations. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm just asking: are white men and black men the same, or are we different?
Yeah, we're different.
So why is it that we're not running around saying that the white man's body or the white man's standard of handsome? Why is it that we seem to have no problem with our differences and their differences? And even when a white boy like Travis Kelce or the one that's supposed to be pro-black, but he's a white boy, Sean.
Well, we gotta. Do you debit, Tommy? We put it on the shirt. We need to start talking about the Nordic beauty. What they call this shit? The European standard of beauty. For men, it's gonna be the Nordic standard of beauty.
Whatever his name, we don't go around saying, how dare he get a haircut like us? Why he got a bowl cut like us? We don't sit up there and say they body shaming our penises. They're trying to be like us when they get Viagra. We ain't never said nothing like this, and we didn't need no Crown Act. We ain't never told no white boy he cultural appropriating us.
The Crown
Okay,
Act.
Can I respond really quick? The only reason why I made that comparison was because I heard a lot of comparison of the black woman being compared to the white woman. I normally don't even get involved in these back and forth debates. I believe that a lot of it is respectfully YouTube talking points.
I normally don't get in the middle of these type debates, but the title of the show was, should women's body count matter? And then she specifically had a response to what Tommy said. So I normally don't do this, but since you up here tonight, nigga, like, hey, let me do what I normally don't do. All right, then, that's strange.
I'm even going to add to this because Tommy loves to think, especially when it comes down to the women of this, YouTube space, that we actually don't like black men. And coming from Roxy, I love my black men. I do.
I never said y'all don't. When did I say this?
You did say something like that. Then
I heard you, Tommy. Listen.
Huh?
We were on Trey's show. I think it was last week. You did mention how black women don't really desire black men.
And
hold on. Oh, wait, no. This is what I mean when I say it. Because, go ahead.
I was going to say real quick, because we do love black men. A lot of the times that really started hurting our feelings as black women, I can't speak for all black women, but I can kind of get an idea, is when black men started saying the same features that they didn't like about us, they started liking about other women. And that was the issue, because even if we don't have a monopoly on black men and blackness,
I call that bullshit, because if black men were saying that in general about black women, but it didn't apply to you personally, you wouldn't give a fuck if he accepted it in somebody else. So collectively, black women's feelings got hurt because the nigga said, I don't like this. I bet it's some petty shit. I bet when that nigga told you he ain't like nagging, when he said, I don't like no bitch that nag, you ignored that part. You kept nagging. They ain't hurt your feelings. When he got with a white bitch that didn't nag, that didn't hurt your feelings. You talking about some menial, trivial shit that men may have said they didn't like, but then took it from a white woman. But collectively, that hurt women's feelings. This is some bullshit. If so, y'all got too much time on y'all hands. Y'all worried about who fucking what. Even if your ex, why the fuck you give a fuck who your ex fucking? Why do you care? It's your ex.
That does hurt a little bit, where the men that are supposed to be desiring you, because not only do they come from you, you come from them, but they are the ones who are now saying that you're not good enough either. So it's one thing for white men, Asian men, Spanish men. It's all fine and dandy for them to say that. But then when the ones that we're supposed to be connected with, going through the struggle with, going through hell and high water with, y'all are now saying that it's not good enough either. Our bodies aren't good enough. But when a white girl with a BBL comes around, y'all are all jaw dropping.
Hold on, wait a second. A white boy with a large penis, y'all go nuts. Travis Kelce. However, I let you say, I did not let you say everything. Travis Kelce just got a haircut and talked like a black guy. And y'all were in such love with him that when he broke up with his black girlfriend, y'all were on his page begging him to go back. To this day, she still speaks about him, and he's engaged, about to be married to someone else. Ain't nobody told y'all couldn't do it. Whenever you say this, y'all do this to a white woman, but not a black woman. A fine black woman still gets black men's attention. We do not say anything. No, but that's what I'm saying. So don't say something that's literally not true, because if you got a pretty face and you got a small waist and a big butt, black men are your number one consumers. Y'all don't get that. As a matter of fact, you see the ones who typically end up with white dudes are the ones who are shaped like how black women used to, like how y'all just claim black women got butts and breasts. Well, I'm this person called 50. And in the 80s and 90s, guess what black girls didn't walk around with? Big badunka-dunks. Go look at the pictures. Go look at the fact that all the women that you saw who were out front, your Vanessa Williams, you saw your Pebbles, you saw your Stephanie Mills, you didn't see none of them walking around. Somebody in the comment section brought up what's her name? The one that's got that was married to all the white men, and she got the daughter now.
Diana Ross.
Diana Ross. What butt breast Diana Ross had? They didn't. Y'all making up stuff. There was no one walking around just shaped like. The only people who were shaped like that was old grandmas. Women who were young. Go look at all TV shows. Go look at Good Times. There wasn't nobody just walking around. Only one had a shape was Walona. Again, the aunt.
They said Thelma was thick though. They said Thelma had a little body on it.
Thelma had a little body on her, but Thelma was skinny. She didn't have a fat ass. Most of these women with fat asses, they're fake. They're not real. So the fact that you said that you made it seem like y'all got a monopoly on big asses when 90% of these hoes' asses is fake proves the point. Dang, y'all ain't got a monopoly on it. Ain't nobody trying to look like y'all with big asses. Y'all just wanted them. Y'all wanted to look like the few black girls that did have big asses.
Was slim and fit. Everyone else was, and I'm not making it up. Go look it up, y'all. If they think I'm lying, go look it up. Go look up all
it wasn't really no thick hole. We're gonna blame Nestle Good Start on there. Nestle Good Start made these thick ass bitches. Nestle Good Start and Dr. Miami. That's what we could attribute this to.
Black women, go look up Foxy Brown. Foxy Brown went walking around with big butt and walking.
Well, those are the ones on display, right, Tommy?
Huh?
Those are only the ones on display that you actually see.
Give me 1 second, y'all.
Man, you can look at the Luke videos. You can look at the Freaknik videos. The asses wasn't like that. They just still gonna be in fucking denial. I went to the Jet Beauty of the weeks. 1 out of every 10 hoes had a big ass. Even if you go back to the porn, all them hoes didn't have big asses. It was a few of them, not a lot of them. That's why the ones with big asses was special.
Because we're doing a little one-on-one with Tommy. So anybody in the back, real quick, we're just having one-on-one with Tommy, and then we'll get back to the body count conversation with Tommy as well.
Moments, girl. They trying to stop your clippable moments. You got to have some clippable moments. Don't let them try to stop your money.
No, I'm talking about the man who was saying you only had 24 people and you asking for. Yes, I'm asking for support from the people who love me and support me.
2000s though. Yeah, Tip Drill, Booty Popper, Black Jesus, what that thing smell like. These is 2000s videos though. That's the Good Start era started in like 95, 96.
Let me tell you how to get it. That's the only reason why I say this, because I've been saying this for years and I never understood it. Black people do things differently and it ain't right. Let me tell you something. Facebook had hundreds of thousands of people who were on their site before they finally started charging. Black folks don't even wait. And I'm telling you, it's an ugly thing, which is why y'all be going out. They grow here and don't move. Because y'all will first make a YouTube channel and start asking people for money. You don't wait till you get big. You don't bring them in with the free stuff. Let me tell you something. I sold weed when I was in college. You know what I did when I first gave out my first hit?
What you do? You gave a little sample, little nick bag?
That's right. Even the Asians are smart enough when you go past their stuff to let you have it for free. Black folks you don't even know their name. And they saying, hit the cash out. And you're like, nigga, you don't have nobody. What you're supposed to do is give them a product that they love. And once you do it, even how long I've been doing it, you still rarely, if ever, hear me say, hit the cash out. Because if they like you, they're going to be there. But when you get the big enough audience, you're going to have it and they're just going to do it. But
let me say it now. Hit the cash out, hit the PayPal, hit the super chat, join the membership, buy the album. I have 2 subscribers on Facebook. Shout out to y'all and send some stars. But y'all can join the membership over there on Facebook as well.
Start off asking for something. It always looks like a grift when Black people are doing things because
I didn't put in work. I didn't put in work. Damn it! Y'all can see my resume on Facebook and on YouTube. Put in work.
There's no reason if I'm bringing you knowledge, do I have to ask you to send me money? That's just my take.
It's not a matter of that, but I do agree with what you're saying, how it can look grifty, and I do appreciate. Trust me, I appreciate the knowledge. I am someone who is okay with learning, especially from people who have been here and doing this thing.
You've been very sweet. I got to give you credit. I'm telling you, you've been very sweet.
I mean, you said that. That's why I'm like, you acting like you don't remember me. You said that.
You know, I talked to so many people, and I'm old. It's 2 things.
Y'all, for those who don't know, Tommy was ready to jump down my throat. He was ready to cuss me out.
Hey, I'm usually trying to get that much with his throat.
Oh my, okay. Hello, Deborah. Hello, everyone coming in. Please make sure you are hitting the like. No, but in all seriousness, gosh, I forgot what the original point was. I do appreciate you for saying that because I do understand the whole concept of trying to grow and understand things. I do feel like, when you are making.
Ooh, yikes. I had just actually clicked on her name because it's in blue to see how many subscribers she had. And she got 471. So that kind of touched her personally. Let me see how long she's been doing this here. She done had her channel for 12 years. She might not have been active on it because I had my channel for 10 years before I got active on it. Like it was 2 songs uploaded and then I didn't do shit on it for 10 years. So she could be the same way. I could have just made the channel and not been active. She started out, but yeah, that kind of touched the nerve there. I just looked and saw.
A show and things can always.
I would have doubled down. You hit my cash app there, nigga. I'm starting out. I'm trying to get me some new equipment and shit.
Change with the show, and I appreciate when we can kind of pivot because it's fun. But I do like the idea of the work that I do put in, the work that I'm willing to learn. And again, the apps that are being used to make the show more quality. It is not free, so you know, you would like to be compensated for the work that you do. But I understand what you're saying.
I was going to say, here's what people will tell you. No one told you to get into that business. So when you say this cost, you chose. Imagine me coming to pick up a woman in my Corvette C8 orange and black and tell her, girl, this car ain't cheap. You need to give me some money when I'm picking you up. She's like, yeah, I didn't tell you to pick me up in this.
Listen, some men will ask for a little gas money, and then you do have to kind of look at them kind of crazy.
I'm with you, Mo Love. Who's doing this?
No.
I would love to hear the story of a woman saying, I did this.
There's not a lot of men.
She lying. She ain't never had now nigga come pick her up for a day and say, I need some gas money. Maybe you know somebody that had, but it ain't never happened to you. Well, you know, it is some men. Prove it. Name one. That what old girl at the bottom was like, shit, my pussy too good. I ain't never had that happen. Like, what is wrong with your pussy? Niggas pulling up on you asking for some gas money. She trolling. Love girl is trolling. Light-skinned chick was like, what? Hell no. She was like, fuck no, bitch. Like, who is you dating?
Gas money, and then you do have to kind of look at them kind of crazy.
I'm with you, Mo Love. Who's doing this?
No.
I would love to hear the story of a woman saying, I did this.
It's not a lot of men, but you will have a couple of men who will look at, Shawty, this rental got to come back. Can you kind of help me out?
You make it think. Y'all see,
I didn't make that one up. I didn't make that one up. I did. I'm lying.
You made both of them up. Talking about this renter got to go back. Well, if the renter got to go back, it's pay out. You just got to put the gas in or they going to charge.
Gas money is a real thing. I have been asked for gas money from guys who are trying to pursue.
You was asked for gas money from a nigga that if it was your boyfriend, that's different. You saying it was a nigga trying to date you and he asked you for some gas money. He didn't like you. Like he did not like you at all. He ain't like you.
I did. I'm lying. But the gas money is a real thing. I have been asked for gas money from guys who are trying to pursue.
We get asked more women asking us to get them an Uber to where we at than us asking them for gas money when we pick them up. That is the truth.
Deny that I don't deny. So I do want to ask.
Again, I would love one of y'all women who are out there while we listening.
I don't deny it, but you just said it's some men that will ask you for gas money. And he was like, shit, nigga, we'll buy Ubers. We will waste money on an Uber. We know goddamn well that bitch ain't coming. We'll send the money anyway. Nigga, we stupid.
Any one of y'all women listening, please tell me about the guy who came to pick you up and said, give me some gas money. Please, I want to hear this story since she says it's happening. I just want to hear it.
Experience.
Nobody has that one. The dude know he ain't getting nothing when he do this. He knows
it's not an often thing, but there are situations.
Well, that bitch gonna go back in the house if you ask her for some gas money. If you ask her before you pull up, the date ain't happening. And if you ask her, if the date ain't happening, if you ask her on site, it's over with.
Where you do have guys, and we've had conversations over here.
So if he asking you for gas money, are y'all going are y'all going half on dinner? If he's starting the date off with like, hey, shawty, I need $10 for gas. What is y'all gonna do at the restaurant? Are y'all going half? Is he paying for the whole meal?
Men who might not be financially ready to be dating. And then we also talk about women who are.
She is lying. We'll ask our mama for some gas money before we ask this bitch we tried to fuck. Again, if we already fucking this woman, then asking for gas money is different. But if you are trying to crack this woman, you're not going to do that. You're just not. We will go on dates that we can't afford just to have sex with this woman. We don't got that. When we start seeing the shit she ordered, we calculate in our brain. Fuck, I ain't gonna be able to buy lunch for a couple of days. This bitch here, I better fuck. We be calculating. She talking about niggas is asking for gas money before they smash. That's your pussy.
Not emotionally healed enough. So we do look at both sides of things.
Yeah, but you can't just make okay. If I know
I made up one part of that story.
One guy survived falling out of an airplane that crashed. I'm not going to sit here and have a discussion off that as if that's something we can actually discuss when I know it's an anomaly. That's why a lot of people, no offense, I speak very honest. That's why a lot of people don't take women podcasters. That's why the biggest
Down be broke. They on a budget. It's the difference between being broke and budgeting. And don't nobody tell y'all to order goddamn it clams and shit. Y'all be ordering bullshit y'all know y'all wouldn't order if y'all was by y'all goddamn self. Motherfucker want top shelf margaritas. You can't get the regular margarita. You got to get top shelf for some odd reason.
ones are men. We don't take them seriously because y'all will just
then add the extra shot to the motherfucker.
Y'all will be having an honest conversation as long as you think you're winning. As soon as you think you're losing, you start lying to make you win. And when all you got to do is be honest and say, well, no, I don't see that. It's never happened to me. Like the woman in the comment section said, that's never happened. The woman up here said, that's never happened. So why speak on it as if it's a real thing? It isn't.
Okay. So what I will say is women are storytellers. We are hyperbolic. I think
storytellers is code for liars. Women are liars. Let's play it back. I'm decoding what she just said. Women are storytellers. Stories are fiction.
She said, that's never happened. The woman up here said, that's never happened. So why speak on it as if it's a real thing? It isn't.
Okay. So what I will say is women are storytellers. We are hyperbolic. I think we like to have conversations the same way that we like to be entertained with television and everything else. That's why rom-coms, all these situations that could be a little more askew and unreal do happen. Even in the conversation of body count, where I was with those gentlemen up there on Trade the Truth Tellers, we did have the conversation of how women can get programmed and propagandized to believe that love and situations and romance is supposed to go one way. And I think that is the issue that men have with women podcasters, because we do kind of go with the same formula. But
Well,
outside
I will say this, you will not like it if I was your man and I said I was coming home at 10 and I didn't come home till 4, if I sat there and was hyperbolic. See, y'all women love to be very straightforward and logical when y'all catch somebody else. Y'all don't allow that crap. You don't. So don't say you do.
I could have sworn I said that last time we was watching these motherfucking body cam videos. When it's them, they could see everything. When it's them, they can't see nothing they do, but they see it in everybody else.
But it is literally a thing that's a lie. It's like you said, what did you say about the white people? You said the white people, when they do the hair like that, it's no problem. But when we do the hair, it's a problem. So you can accept that people are being mistreated from one side. And what if I just said it's just in white's nature? So we got to let it happen.
But hold on, because that's not the same argument that we were making when you actually have to have a full actual act. Like you actually have to take something to Congress because it is discrimination. We do know that that's different.
No one discriminated against black women's hair because black men didn't go around needing it. Black men don't need it.
Hold on, the Crown Act did not just cover black women's hair. The Crown Act is for black men.
If your hair was being discriminated against, then why did you get said law and then turn around and keep wearing wigs? Why did you need it?
Again, because I like to switch up my hair. If I want to wear braids one day, if I want to wear, you guys have seen me with a million different hairstyles.
Right.
Yeah,
I get what you do, but what I'm saying is, if the majority of you do to the point of where it's a billion-dollar industry, then you did not need, you literally did not need a Crown Act when you're going to ignore the act.
But not all black women wear wigs. So there are black women that do strictly just wear their natural hair. That's true. Yes, that act is still
and they weren't the ones having the problem. Even when they got on the stage, when they signed the bill, this is how weird black women are. I'm going to tell y'all 2 things that happened. Y'all are weirdos for this. During the bill and during when that guy called them women nappy head hoes, they had a press conference to try and say we are not had nappy headed hoes. And during that press conference, you know what they all had? Wigs and perms. It didn't make sense.
So you are familiar, and we'll get back to the original topic, y'all, I promise. But you do also know about the Teagan laws of Louisiana?
Chrissy Teigen? No, I don't know.
So the Teagan laws were where wealthy black women or freed black women had to wrap their hair. Our hair was actually illegal at one point, especially in Louisiana.
And y'all ain't got this problem then.
Hold on, because things do pass down. The same way that generational trauma gets passed down, these things get passed down as well. Because this is even why we have the epidemic of the bonnet wearers, because at the end of the day, a lot of women are passed down shame of their hair. So the Crown Act not only made it where you could not get discriminated by, but it was also to try to make the natural hair movement, because I think, 2014, where they started redoing the natural hair movement again, and it became a big deal, but then it started getting washed out with all the 4C, 3C, 3A, 1A, 1B, all that kind of stuff, hair types nonsense that people don't even understand, but that's neither here nor there. So the point that I'm trying to get to is the fact that history has shown an issue with black women's hair, and that has been passed down psychologically through black women as well. So where it is talked about where black women just want to be comfortable doing whatever they want with their hair, I do actually advocate for that.
How is it passed down psychologically and most women don't even know about the shit that you just said? He older than you and he didn't know about the shit that you just said. So how is it psychologically passed down?
Okay, I have a response. I want y'all all to see how black women are the biggest strong victims on earth. They'll tell you how strong they are, but every time you catch them in something, they will go back to generational curse. So, okay, let me tell you about a generational curse that black men have. We were slaves just like black women, although they act like we weren't. Not only were they treated a certain way, but at least they were able to sleep with master. If we looked at master's wife, you can say wow when she was talking. So please
I'm
let me
sorry,
finish.
that was wild. Go ahead. I'm so sorry.
You were able to listen. What did I lie about? What did I say that was wrong?
I didn't. That's just we were able to sleep with master.
I said, but yet we couldn't look at master's wife without being hurt. She brought up Sarah Bartman. You ever brought up Emmett Till? Did Emmett Till have sex with this woman?
Not at all.
Did he touch her?
No.
No, but where is he at? In the ground. And why? So instead of going, that's why I tell y'all black men, they don't care about us. I'm supposed to feel bad about Sarah Bartman, but they don't feel bad about Emmett Till, who was a boy. And I didn't say anything wrong. I said they were able to physically be with the white man and nothing happened. Black men were murdered for looking at the white woman, whistling at her. And yet we don't say today we have trauma from that. Black men had their children taken away from them. They were not allowed to be fathers. They were sold from plantation to plantation. So that should mean they're used to being deadbeats. And yet you would not give a man who decided not to take care of his kid generational trauma. You would never sit.
Hey man, my boy is cooking. He cooking. I'm just saying, he cooking. Our kids was took from us. We watched them be. What y'all say they was used as gator bait and all of that. So it's in our DNA and it's passed down psychologically to us not to be around our kids.
Up there and say, I understand why he's not taking care of his kid because his daddy wasn't there and his daddy wasn't there. You would never say this. You would say you're a deadbeat if you don't take care of your kid, because we expect men that no matter what happened in the past, that today is the day that your grown ass know right from wrong. You just said that that the women today are wearing bonnets because of what happened back in the 1920s. And yet again, I keep pointing out that I'm 50. And no one was wearing bonnets in the 80s or the 90s. They weren't. And as a matter of fact, in the 70s, most of the women had afros. So they keep making up lies.
And the few that did come out with they bonnet on with the rollers underneath and they house coat with no string and the house shoes, we called them ghetto bitches. We knew what type bitches them was, but ghetto bitches was 1 in every 10. They weren't the norm. All the mamas wasn't at school with bonnets and shit on, or whatever the fuck them black things was back then, because they were just all one color. Now bonnets come in different shades, sizes, and everything. You can get a hot air balloon size bonnet. You can get a Jiffy Pop bag bonnet. You can get a what they used to call them things with the hobos, they put the stick and the bandana over it. You get one of them. Now just looking back, they didn't have like whatever the hobos that had the stick with the bandana tied. They didn't have no possessions in that motherfucker. Like what are you putting in the bandana and tying around a stick?
About why they do something today, pretending like they don't remember there was a time in which it wasn't done. And you'd be right if there was not a time in which it wasn't done. Just like men taking people getting married. They had it illegal during slavery for black men to marry black women, and they cared so much about families that they still did it. So we had marriage rate than white people in 1960.
I gotta cut in real quick. So black men were victimized. Emmett Till was a boy. He was a victim. No one is ever going to go against that. I am never going to not say that. That is something I've always stood on as a woman and as a mother of a black son. Sarah Bartman was a victim. They literally put this woman in a human zoo. Black women were not allowed to sleep with master because property cannot consent to being in those situations. Those women
So
were
why do
great.
you say white people allow their dogs to kiss them in the mouth? Why do they say this? It's their property.
So again, now we're comparing black women to dogs.
You just said property.
Because at that time, that is what a slave was. So I'm
And that's
saying
what a
you
dog.
said that
And
black
yes,
women
they were like dogs, animals. They were.
We were actually less than, but
Hey, so then why would you try to say so now? You did that. You never have a dishonest conversation.
Hold on, Tommy, real quick. Y'all, give me a second. We're gonna open up the panel a little later. Like I said, we're kind of having a back and forth. Just let us kind of get this conversation understood. Okay. Oh, Tommy, if you are interested, we might have to go into a deeper conversation about this. I'm going to take it back because we will get derailed. So, Tommy, we're gonna take it back to the original topic. What is your body count?
Oh,
damn! You better not answer. You
if
better
I had
not
to count, which I had to stop counting in my 20s.
Boy, you better not answer that goddamn question. Don't give them a ballpark figure or nothing. Say nothing. Or unless you just gonna go Wilt Chamberlain, say nothing.
That number was way too high. It's in the thousands.
Tommy.
Wow.
Yup.
Did you love these women?
More backs than a cop.
What the fuck? Like, see, that is such a woman question. Did you love these women? You think he loved 1,000 bitches? Do he 50? Do you think he had the time to love 50 bitches? Seriously.
Chiropractor, you hear me?
Did you love these women?
No, I can't love.
And then she asked it twice. It's not about love with us. It ain't.
Every hamburger I eat, but I like meat. Stop laughing, Miss Love, Mo Love.
She don't understand that he said, I don't love every hamburger I eat, but I like meat. Some hamburgers are better than others. I'm a one of the motherfucker. I don't know what it tastes like till I get it.
Tommy.
Wow.
Yup.
Did you love these women?
More backs than a chiropractor. You hear me?
Did you love these women?
No, I can't love every hamburger I eat, but I like meat. Stop laughing, Miss Love, Mo Love.
Pause. No Diddy for that.
Thousands. I mean, you didn't.
Mo Love DM'd him after the show. She was curious. Because when you say something like that, motherfuckers like yours truly is saying ew, but then you got a woman down there wondering how did this nigga fuck 1,000 bitches? What he got going on that he fucked this many hoes? She want to see what's up. She's curious. The brain is a crazy motherfucker.
Listen. Let me tell you what happened. I didn't know it was a thing when I was young. It wasn't like I didn't know it was a thing. But apparently, I have a very large memory.
Love you, Scarred.
So because of that, it came in handy a lot, and people wanted it. So people would tell somebody else about it, and somebody would tell. That's why I don't even listen to women when they say what they don't do, because women would tell another women to do stuff. And so I'm a young man, and the old women used to say something about it, to the point of where I was 10 years old and I was molested by a 25-year-old woman.
Oh my God.
Because of it.
Oh, sorry.
So a lot of it was, I guess, it just started happening, and I'm not going to say it's a good thing or not. It just became, hell, one of the things I did when I first graduated college, needed a job, started being a personal trainer. What happened? A lot of the women I was personal training wanted me to actual train them. See what I did that with train. Anyway, that's what they wanted me to do. So it just became a thing. And so it's like a woman with a really nice shape. If she just says, well, fuck it, and let me start an OnlyFans since everybody like looking at it.
Ooh.
That's what it was.
Okay, so part of me wants to say you were a victim.
I was.
And that is a trauma response, which I feel a lot of people, when they lean into promiscuity, have to kind of acknowledge that is sometimes a trauma response. You can like
they give men the response to it is different meaning.
Or you could just be a freaky motherfucker. It doesn't always have to be trauma. Trauma is probably the majority of the cases, but the majority could just be 51%. Some people are just fucking freaky. That's just what it is.
The response to a rich woman isn't the same as a response.
I ain't had no damn trauma. I'm a freaky fraud.
Response to a rich man. The response to a tall woman isn't the same as it is to a response to a tall man. So the response to a guy who sleeps with women, which is why I don't like it whenever when I first told the story on YouTube of what happened, niggas came up and said, he gay it, he didn't like that. And I was 10.
Yeah, that's
What do we say about little boys that get molested by teachers? The grown ass men in the comment section will be saying, I wish my teachers was like that. Grown men.
Mm-hmm.
But they wouldn't say this if the girl was 15 and the teacher looked like Brad Pitt.
So I'm going to say this. All those people who know good and doggone well of power dynamics, messing with children, they belong under the jail. Point blank, period. So what I was trying to refer to as far as the trauma response, the only reason why we look at sexual assault and all these other situations, and luckily I'm not monetized yet, so don't get me YouTube. But the reason why these things are important to understand is because when it comes down to other assets of abuse, the sexual side of things are the ones that usually feel good. So a lot of people don't understand that this is wrong until it's too late.
Yeah, so a woman can be getting raped and still have an orgasm, and they tried to use that against women a long time ago.
And I agree.
I'm a psychologist, so when y'all make faces of Sam's about things, I'm like, these are things I've studied. So I try to get.
I'm a little sensitive stomach, so I appreciate you for.
But you got to. That's another thing. When you having conversations, if you really are trying to bring people together and have conversations, that's why people go to get their degrees. You cannot have a visceral response to a fact.
I agree.
Because there's a safety tree is what you put a lot of people want to be in. When you do that to somebody, it's like what you were talking about a woman's history or her body count. If a woman said the exact same thing I just said, people have a visceral response to it, which makes her say, I'll never tell your ass nothing truthful again.
So I do need people to understand that a visceral response, especially to something that is traumatic, something that is technically disgusting. I don't want people to ever think that we're blaming the victims. I don't ever want people to feel like they can't tell their truth. It's not a matter of that. It's the fact that we are human and we do know that these human reactions happen and we're not happy about them. A person like me, I've had this conversation on YouTube for a while now. I am not happy with how many women predators can get away with things. I'm not happy with how many men predators can get away with things. I don't believe that predators can get away with things to the point where Rogue C, I'm putting this off the record, but Rogue C does believe in certain vigilantism. If certain people need to get checked up out of here, listen, shout out to the vigilantes that will and will not do things. I'm not saying you should or should not, but I do believe that there is a certain expectation that we can't just put into the hands of the government because we have already found out that the government is full of predators as well. Again, off record. But to your point, it's not about that we don't want the victims to tell their stories or to tell their sides. It's just a matter of we have so many people that are going to disagree with us. Like you said, the men who will say that you're part of the LGBT because you were not happy about that happening to you once you actually realized that that was something wrong. Those type of men don't deserve a voice, in my opinion, because you're wrong. Children can't come back and say these situations happen to them because people are going to make them feel like they're wrong.
Well, that's why I was pointing out something that was factual, that a woman can actually orgasm in the midst of a sexual assault, but it doesn't mean she wasn't sexually assaulted because the orgasm happened. That is a natural response to physical stimulation. Just like a boy can have a natural response and he don't even want to do it, but this adult touches him in a certain way or a certain thing that happens. We have a lot of physical responses that have nothing to do with want or not want. So that's what I was explaining. There should be no one who would find that even viscerally strong or say it's messed up because that happens. And a lot of women had that used against them prior to a psychologist like myself coming out and telling them just because one thing happened doesn't mean the other thing did it.
And this is why I give. Go for it, boo. I was just going to say, this is why my disclaimer is I'm not a psychologist. My father is one. He wants me to be one so bad. I don't have the stomach.
You should, yes. And he'll tell you everything. Let your daddy hear what I'm saying. He'll tell you. He know what he's talking about. I'm good at what I do.
No, my dad, and I believe it. My dad is very good at what he does as well. And that's why I'm like, I'm not callous enough for it. I know, especially with a lot of, shout out to the black men psychologists as well. Y'all are callous in the right areas to be able to do this. I am not. What were you saying?
What did you say as far as the graping when it comes to the males? You said that they don't speak up because of what people would think.
Oh yeah, I've said that before, that the men, because it's hard to speak up because they tell you it's a thing of weakness. And again, that's why in the black community, one of the first things a black woman does to diss a man that she doesn't even know is try to challenge his sexuality. Somebody tell me if I'm lying. First words out of her mouth is something about he's sassy, he gay, he LGBTQ, and they best friends be that. And they still will say that to a man they do not know. You're an incel. A man you do not know, you don't know who he's sleeping with. And as a matter of fact, if you cared, you should not care that a man has a high body count, but you're now dissing that man for not having it.
You know what, Tommy? I don't think you've been around enough decent black women.
I always say that word. Y'all will say that. We'll make a disclaimer and say, when a guy tells you he's had a bad woman, y'all, or he's met bad women, y'all will say, it's his fault. It's not a thing. Well,
so by that logic, it ain't that many decent women out here in the world. If that's what y'all can tell us, all us men, we ain't never met a decent woman. It's just because it's not that many out there. I guess they're all on YouTube. They're all unicorns. Because, like, fuck our travels across the country, fucking with international bitches and shit. Fuck that. We just, out of all the bitches we didn't encounter, ain't none of them good. None of them are decent women. You don't know the stories about these women or shit. You ain't found one. I'm telling y'all, she DM'd him after the show. She was ready to cook. The one at the bottom, Mo Love, the light skin, she DM'd me. I'm going to email that nigga like, hey, did Mo Love hit you up? I bet she did. I told the audience she did. I bet him.
If it's a large group of people who believe I'll say this, stereotypes come from somewhere. Y'all claim y'all got big butts. Y'all claim y'all curvaceous, but you sure won't claim the attitude.
Oh, I claim mine. I told people, I don't know if you were in the chat, Tommy. They call me Toxie. I'm toxic. I'm all that.
No, but so she said,
it's always personal. It's always personal. Since you claim it, you're 0.0000000000000000001. It don't count.
I haven't been enough around decent black women.
I didn't say that.
One second. I'll let you finish. I'm saying just wouldn't take the stance of maybe there aren't very many. Wouldn't say that.
Okay. Again, I think people also speak from personal experiences, and sometimes
you don't have a personal. You're not him, so you couldn't speak to if he's dealt with decent women or not. Just because they're not together doesn't mean he wasn't with a decent woman. He could have been the problem. He could have ended it. He could have been the issue, but you automatically just said, hey, Tommy, I don't think you'd have never dealt with a good woman. You need to come on home. That's what she pretty much said. That wasn't a personal experience, though.
We allow that to make sometimes to become everyone's reality, and that's not always the case. There are some decent black women out here. All of us are not angry towards black men. Some of us actually love our black men.
Not even that. I think that we are starting to see the great divide.
All women are the same. They just have different shapes, sizes, and things of that nature. But they're all the fucking same. Every last one of them. Man, there ain't no difference in between them. Other than their shapes and how wet they pussy get. They all the same.
Start coming together, even if it looks bad, because, everything in the healing process looks horrible when it's healing. So I think we are actually coming to the head of this great divide, this gender war, where people are kind of starting to find the phases in themselves, the accountability in themselves where they need to correct.
And I think, can you put that back up on the screen?
I'm sorry?
That's the biggest part of it.
Can you put that back up on the screen?
Oh, gosh. Yes. This one?
Yeah, I just want to prove something to the people.
Okay.
This is a woman that for some odd years, this woman has been stalking me. I do not know this raccoon-eyed woman, but she just keeps doing this. Everywhere I go, she shows up. I don't know this lady. She needs to be taking her kid. No, put it back up for a second.
Okay.
I don't want to say, Robe, Tommy is anti-black, is anti-everything black women speak about. So apparently, whenever I say black women this or black women that, they say black women are not a monolith and you can't paint us all with the same brush. But guess who paints them all with the same brush? Them. They tell you what black women do. You did it earlier, young lady. Y'all will speak for black women as if y'all all think and act the same. But then when someone else does it, you get mad. We go to the second part. Except the ones that suck his dick. Please, Lord, let him move around, says the woman who followed me over here. Not the other way around. But you have to speak it again.
Tyranny is I have worked with Tyranny. Tyranny has worked with me. We do know each other.
Okay.
As far as being in the YouTube space together.
If I'm constantly on videos with homosexuals,
oh boy,
would you think I was heterosexual?
I would question it.
Mm-hmm. So I always find it odd that if you see me and you don't like me and you've let me know 8,000 times you don't like me, it would be shocking that you came back for 8,001. So you just want my attention at that point, and which is a weird thing, and I get it. This dick is impressive, and she's seen it. That's why she keeps bringing it up. Because every time, and a lot of them do it. And again, that's what I told you about what my problem was. They see it, then they get mad. So, but they can't listen. Just ask to suck it. Don't sit up here and cause a fight with me. I ain't fighting you. Jesus Christ, watch it and leave me alone. The
Would
link is
that
on
not add to the body count
Wait a
problem?
minute.
Listen, no.
Now my boy said, just ask to suck it, bitch. Like, stop stalking me. Just ask to suck that motherfucker. Like, what do you want? Oh shit.
Listen, just ask to suck it. Don't sit up here and cause a fight with me. I ain't fighting you. Jesus Christ, watch it and leave me alone. The
Would
link
that
is on
not add to the body count problem?
Listen, no, you called it a problem. This ain't the 3.
Yeah, he didn't say it was a problem. Y'all thought it was a problem. You just asked him, and he said he lost count when it was in the thousands, but he never said it was a problem. Again, the psychology of women is gonna be a 1,000 more bitches that is curious how he got the first 1,000.
Body problem. I don't. You called it a problem. Why did you
I
call
don't
it
know,
a
Tommy,
problem?
when you're saying thousands, I don't know. That sounds problematic to me.
Okay, I do have a sex addiction. I even admitted that once. I talked about that. I think I have an addiction to it, but it's just like an addiction to eating or an addiction to smoking or drinking. I do have an addiction to it because even when I'm finished, I want to do it again.
That is an addiction, and I'm happy that you are aware of that.
Yes, most people are, but so I'm not going to say. But here's when I call it a problem. Call things a problem. Addictions problems. If you're drinking, you don't go to work and you beat your wife and you neglect your kids. If you smoke and your lungs are about to give out and you can't walk up the stairs. Everybody has some things that they like. Most of y'all, the biggest addiction is this internet right now. Because y'all go from show to show to show and be on here for hours a day. And many of y'all, like tyranny, have children and still got time to spend hours arguing with strange men. But that ain't called an addiction, especially when you're doing it. And at the end,
exactly. This space is addictive to a lot of people. I can agree with that. You know, I think when it comes down to you, Tommy, you do say some controversial things that kind of can scratch the right and wrong sides of the brain, depending on who you are as a person. And, you know, I appreciate the fact that we can have this conversation. I do, because you and I had, like I said, our little issue with how you speak about women and how I guess we should be dealt with. That's kind of where we had our little interaction before. So I think you kind of know how to get people. Your what was that scene from the movie Step Brothers or something? It's provocative. It gets the people going. You know how to get the people going, and it comes with its good and its bad.
A shouts out to a brother named Seven. He just bought me a shot. Thank you very much. We're out of Uncle Nearest, so I'm about to drink the other nearest thing near me. Go ahead. I'm sorry. If they pay me to drink, I got to drink.
There's a shout out to the shots. We're not mad at the shots, but I think, you know, and you let me know if you and Mo Love are ready for the panel to get opened up so we can go back to the body count conversation.
Body count conversation. I was with you.
Yes.
And I like when you shut the girl down and say, hey, people calling it pseudoscience. Let me tell you, most of the people who call it pseudoscience are hoes. Hoes will say it's pseudoscience. Anybody knows women are receptacle.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just have people just being up in there and dropping off their DNA.
I agree.
And for a woman to say it's not a big deal, we wouldn't listen to a man say it's not a big deal. I keep sleeping with other men. I'm still heterosexual. We wouldn't listen to that. We wouldn't listen. A woman would listen to her man say it's not a big deal. I keep spending time with the side chick. Yes, it is. These things are big deals. Now, you might want to do them. That's why you see I didn't knock down what you said. When you said it is a problem, you got a number that high. You didn't hear me say that. No, it ain't. No, I'm sitting up here saying, no, it is. But it's according to what I do with it. That's why I say, well, let me turn it into an industry then.
Boy, oh boy, they're coming in. They're coming in. Oh boy, buckle up, everybody. All right. Woo, all right, let me welcome to the stage real quick. So originally we had Tommy, myself, Mo Love. Now we got Choco Kitty, Mick, we got Nightish. Oh boy, y'all are coming in. Shout out to Mr. Fantastic. Thank you for joining us as well. Now we got Willing to Win and Scam Likely. All right. And
can I just respond to him real quick? I'm not going to argue with him. I just want to respond to what he just said.
Okay. Hi,
okay.
Choco. Hi.
Hey, my bad.
Hi.
So I'm going to respond to what you just said about the pseudoscience thing. So whether somebody is a hoe or sleeps with a lot of people and whether soul ties is pseudoscience, that's two different conversations. So I feel like you made
They still hoes, man. If that's your thing, when niggas get to talk about soul ties and you say it's pseudoscience, you a hoe. Because it's not pseudoscience. You're actually transferring DNA every time you get fucked. In fact, you don't have to get fucked to transfer DNA. Just being in the same room with another human being, y'all transfer DNA. That's real science. Horizontal gene transfer ain't pseudo. It's an actual scientific thing. So if it's women out there saying, Nah, that DNA transfer, that soul test, that's pseudoscience. Nah, you just a hoe. Just you like dick. It's okay. It don't make you a bad person, but you like dick. Just say it.
An assumption based on me saying that something is pseudoscience, and that has nothing to do with wait. That has nothing to do with how many people I sleep with. I talk about pseudoscience because I'm pro science. I'm against pseudoscience. So therefore, that's why I said that it was pseudoscience. That don't have nothing to do with who's doing what. That's a whole completely different.
Well, if you're against pseudoscience, then you wouldn't classify horizontal gene transfer as pseudoscience.
Conversation. So that was a logic fail on your part, and it was uncalled for. That's it.
Well, first off, ma'am, it wasn't personal. I don't know you, and I said, and I will continue to say it, that anybody, in my opinion, who thinks that there is a tie to the person you are sleeping with, or that there's no tie to that person. As a matter of fact, there is science that shows about women and the oxytocin released when they have orgasms. There is science that shows the attachment they have to that man they had it with until they have their next cycle.
That's not a soul tie. That's all I'm saying.
They call it a soul tie, meaning that you have this connection to a person. They use the word soul, just like when people say black folks got soul. You know what they mean when they say it.
Chaco,
okay,
we do have to understand that sex is a spiritual thing. You are.
I, for one, do not believe that souls exist. But I'm gonna let them cook.
That's also all right. I'm not gonna do it, but yeah, that is also pseudoscience. I'm just a scientific person. That's it. I'm not gonna argue with y'all, but so all I wanted to say was that
I bet if you ask her, does she have a degree in science, she is going to say no. But she don't deal in pseudoscience. She deals in real science. Ask her if she got a degree in science. She's going to say no. This is not her field of expertise, but she telling everybody else they wrong. I don't know what Thomas said something different about orgasms. I talked about horizontal gene transfer, stuff that anybody can Google. It is a real thing. And that's without sexual contact. But if you can horizontally transfer DNA, skin cells, breath, all that shit, hair, what makes it different when there's semen going inside of you? That is literally DNA from one person going into you. And she said that's pseudoscience.
I'm sorry for cutting you off.
Okay, she said, well, I guess she said there's no connection to it. That's what she's saying. She's saying there's no soul tie. Which, now that I think about it, prostitutes, it's a job to them. But nah, I can't say that because some prostitutes, they fall in love with their Johns and they fall in love with their pimp. So I just can't even see. Soul ties. There we go.
I just wanted to say, like, it's really all about the science, nothing else. That's it.
I disagree.
Bro, can I say something real quick?
A person with a background with the science.
Hold on.
That's what's weird. A person with a background with the science. I have it. I don't understand. I could see if I was just a person randomly just saying things, but I understand. I get it. Okay, then go look it up.
I didn't say what you were saying just now isn't true. Okay, that could be true, but it is not soul ties. It's not spiritual. It's not magical or mystical. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe I'm confused. When you hear the word soul tie, what does it mean to you? So I can tell you if that was what I was saying or not. Because apparently the word soul tie means something to you different than it did to me.
When I hear soul ties, I'm thinking of like what she said, something spiritual, something that science cannot detect, something that's like more than what like meets the eye. Nothing. If you're talking about oxytocin, if you're talking about stuff being released as a part of a physical process, that's not spiritual. That's science.
What
but the problem is that I don't agree with soul ties.
But me, what was I saying when you came up here and talked to me?
What you responded to me. So wait, but when you responded to me, what was I saying?
No, I said what were the words I used when you were asking. So that
you said that the girl who said that it's pseudoscience is probably a hoe. That's what you said.
You were talking to me. Jesus, never mind.
Okay. So let's take it back to this whole body count situation.
He literally didn't say the girl that said that was a hoe. He said, I like that you gave pushback on that. And he said, I personally think when I hear women that say it's pseudoscience, I think they're hoes. He didn't say you was. He said, when he hear women that say that, you ain't the only woman that's ever said that. But yet another example of women personalizing shit in a generalized conversation.
Whether it's pseudoscience or not, there is science that explains why people get connected to each other. And if you want to go for the spiritual side of things, there is a spiritual side that will deem why we get connected to each other when we have sex. So the whole point is when men do have that conversation, when it comes down to this body count conversation, we can understand why I guess a man will feel like you will still be caught up on your exes if you do have a larger body count. Can we all agree to this or no?
No.
Okay.
No,
So Nidish, go
no.
ahead. Thank you so much for your patience.
I think men and women can be detached. There may be somebody that can what they say one man supposed.
She been in the manosphere too long. She got bounties up. Bounties are up. 10 minutes, you want to kick them down for 10 minutes, $15. You want them down for 30 minutes, $35. You want them down 1 hour, $50. And if you want them down a whole show, $150. These is some ridiculous prices to pay to not hear a motherfucker talk. I like, obviously, I guess I'm just different. And then I don't do a lot of panels anyway, to where it's just a whole bunch of people up there having a conversation where somebody would need to be kicked down. But I like all the fuck shit. I like the argument, so I wouldn't want to kick down one of my best arguers. If you want to kick him down, that means he's annoying enough that he doing his job. That's gonna keep you watching. You ain't gonna stop watching if the nigga leave. Somebody might stop watching though, because they might have been like, this nigga cooking.
Supposedly did something to you that you're gonna be stuck with forever. I don't think all men. There's one woman that can do something to you that you may be trapped forever, but not all women, no.
Okay, so I will take that. That is fair. So before I continue, does anyone else have a disagreement to the whole soul tie argument?
Okay. Hi everybody. Thanks for bringing it up. It's fantastic. Can you hear me? Am I coming in clear?
All right. You clear? Thank you for coming up.
I don't believe in souls, but I do definitely think that we take on traits of the people that we interact with, especially if we're sexually active with them. We take on their goddamn traits. We do. We turn crazy. If that motherfucker was crazy, we inherit a little bit of their craziness because they keep depositing their DNA in us.
Yeah. What's up? Shout out everybody.
It's the reason they say that people who be around each other for a long time, they start looking like each other.
Is
that a soul tie? No, this is shit DNA.
I guess no, I definitely don't disagree with it because, like I said, it's sex is a spiritual thing outside of just the physical. And
well, he looked like a Jim Crow Negro.
Then, like you said, you can tie. I don't think a lot of people understand that a lot of things that we understand to be spiritual have scientific backing, right?
Of course.
So, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I said, of course, I agree.
Okay, yeah. So, and like Tommy says, especially being that if you understand how many women do not actually reach sexual satisfaction, and they talk about this, if you can get a woman to actually be sexually satisfied,
that bitch gonna love you for life. She just gonna love you for life. But then these hoes, but Mr. Fantastic, nowadays, these hoes out here all these hoes swear they ain't never busting up before. All these hoes swear that they're lying. They be lying to you for no reason.
Oh, and have certain.
Like, if you ain't telling me the truth, how can I get better? How can I fix what I'm doing if you just going through the goddamn motions? Don't do that for me. I'm good. I trust me. I'm gonna bust my nut every time. You need to, like, if you faking it, oh no, you better stop. It's advice I give.
oxytocin, and I always get the other. What's the other main pleasure?
Dopamine.
The other main pleasure on what's the name?
Is it dopamine?
Yeah, dopamine. There we go. Thank you. And dopamine, you create a special bond with that woman mentally and physically because you're able to do something that most other men cannot do. So that definitely exists.
And I agree with you. That's why.
And don't let y'all bust at the same time.
Why, like I said, when it comes down to this whole situation of body count, I think Tommy was also going to counter my point as far as what I was saying. Tommy, was it about the comparison?
Well, I actually agreed with you when you were saying body count, but then I found it funny that you were saying men who you were trying to talk bad about men who compare themselves to women, but women have no problem comparing themselves to men. Matter of fact, y'all have more penis envy than anybody because of black women, because y'all will say, bruh, bro, suck my dick, give me head. Y'all speak like guys, so that's that thing. So how you talk down to a man that's comparing, saying, well, wait a minute. If women, because when men bring up what women do, we're not bringing it up saying we want to be y'all. We're bringing it up saying y'all are constantly saying you are equal to us. Well, if you're equal to us, then why can't we judge you like us? That's the only time men bring it up.
So let me say this for everyone. I have a lot of people that are new to Lover Gang. Thank you. Shout out to coming through for Lover Gang. I appreciate you.
Oh, Lover Gang. You got a high body count too? Okay.
Just because I'm a lover doesn't mean I have a high body count. No, sir. No.
Oh, I thought that's what that meant. My bad.
No,
I thought we was the same.
No.
Damn, my bad.
No, especially not no thousands.
He thought that was Lover Queen.
No, how would you embarrass me in front of these good people?
Well, you assumed. That's what you get for assuming. No, I'm a lady.
Oh, God, I'm leaving.
I'm a lady. My parents raised me right. No, but in all seriousness, when
Tommy
it comes
Michael.
down to how we think over here at Lover Gang, as a woman, and I've traveled down the feminist road, the new extremist feminist road. It's not for me. I believe that the issue is when women are trying to be equal to men, that's where we fail. I believe that the search is actually for equity and not equality. I am a woman. You are a man. I am in no way ever going to be equal to you, nor do I want to be. I don't want to have penis envy because I am pro the vajayjay. I enjoy what I have down there. It is wonderful. It is magical. It produces life. It is a great thing to be a woman. But there is a strength as having men around. There's a strength when having a man that I can respect, which is why I can go ahead and put men in the category of where they should be, because I know what man looks like, not because I want to be a man, but because I was raised by great men and I am surrounded by good men. So I can always say that, no, I'm not envious of men, but I do have certain expectations and standards for men. But over here at Lover Gang, we do not hate men. We do not hate women because we love love.
Equity is way smarter than equality anyway.
Thank you.
Because it's empowerment. And what I was saying earlier about not all men, because they say it's one man that's going to imprint you. They don't say all men going to imprint you. It's one baby daddy that did something that he going to always be able to come back, and the rest of them dudes were just in the way. It's one woman that impacted you, other women is in the way.
So don't women imprint men?
Some women.
It's same way. It goes same way. I don't really get this shit when people like be acting like, oh, it's just women doing this. Like, it's the same thing. It's vice versa.
You introduced the profanity, so you old rogue. You old rogue.
All right, let me land, bro. Let me land, bro. Let me land. Right.
Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Because I did not warn everybody about the profanity. Yes, we do have a swear jar. Again, your girl is trying to work towards monetization. So can we please kind of keep things, PG-13? I will give this warning one time, but yes, it is $5 for the F word, any F bombs and stuff like that. Because again, I am trying to get monetized. Thank you.
You got to give me credit.
Damn, she got a swear jar. So niggas is getting booted down, and if you cuss, well, lady, fortunately for you, YouTube don't give a fuck about you cut. If you couldn't cuss, I never would have gotten monetized. Yeah, I wouldn't never got monetized if you couldn't cuss. But she said she got a swear jar because apparently you can't cuss on your road to monetization. I can't knock the hustle. She tried.
Came in and didn't do none of that because I understood. I'm pro. You say you pro, man. I'm pro.
Yo, Tommy, can I land? I didn't even land, bro.
I was just letting her know I did that, and I'm supposed to be.
You want to run your mouth too much, look, bro.
Simon. Okay, hold on, Simon. I need you to read the room and check the vibes. Everybody is kind of just chilling right now. We don't need all this animosity. Y'all, the panel is full. I'm so sorry. So unless people kind of want to say their points and then drop, the panel is full for now.
I respect your
panel. I'm gonna jump down.
Chaco, you're always welcome, but thank you so much for joining, Chaco. Okay. Thank you, Tommy, because Tommy was able to read the room. He did not come on any rah-rah, so I do appreciate you. Simon, go ahead and land.
No, I'm just saying, like, so when you're talking about you have your own impressions, like, and it's vice versa, right? It's like you're saying, like, you're quite happy to turn around and say, like, you laid with 1,000 women odd, right? So how are you gonna take that if, like, you got you know, the women you interact with is gonna do the same damn thing, and you're gonna like contradict that? It just don't make sense. That's all.
Okay. So who was that in rebuttal to? Nightish or?
No, Tommy.
Okay. So Tommy.
Whoa, how was that? See, again, I just want all of y'all to know. I want everybody to know.
The sign that you still that nigga is where it don't matter where you show up on these YouTube streets, because he don't have a YouTube channel. They won't allow him to. But anywhere he show up, there is never a shortage of niggas that want to talk to him. And niggas is gender neutral in this situation. Niggas, they will just pop up. I want to argue with you. He never a shortage. That's a sign that you still that nigga. No matter how much folk that say they fell off, there is never a shortage of people in chats talking negative if folk want to talk to them, good or bad.
I go a lot of places, and that's why I say it. It'll be people who know me, dudes who know me, dudes who hate me. I never met these guys. And they'll have something to say to me. I actually agreed with what he was saying. I believe women can do the same thing to me. And why do I know this? It's not even a belief. I know it. Because you'll watch dudes who sleep with 39,000 women, but he'll have this one woman he stalked. And he'll have this one woman, if she step out on him, he go nuts and wanna murder the whole neighborhood. So this dude just made an argument with me that didn't exist.
Okay, look, all right. So I mean, you're saying, all right. So look, I ain't trying to argue with you too tough, Tommy, because I know you from way back. But I'm just saying, look,
oh Jesus,
look, you can't turn around and go on the live like I watched you. I watched for a good like hour and a half. Like you turn around and you said I got fouled.
Who is this foreigner? I said I watched you for a good. Have you been up here an hour and a half? He been up there for an hour. Because they came up at like the 52-minute mark, and they're at the hour and 50. He said he watched them for an hour and a half, but we're going to let him cook. It was an hour.
Thousands. Like, so what? You put your ding-a-ling in thousands.
Bro, she asked me. Wait. For that?
No, it's not she asked you. You said it, bro. You said it.
But I answered a question. I answered a question that was posed to me. Should I have lied?
All right. No, you don't need
Why
to
did
lie.
that offend you? Are you upset?
You said it.
Why are you upset about it?
You said it.
But why does it bother you?
I don't know any man that said anything like that before in my life. Okay.
Will Chamberlain.
Like, period. What, you lay down with 1,000 odd women?
I told him not to answer, and I ain't answering that question ever. I will just say I done some things. That's it. Take from that what you will. I am not giving no estimate, nothing. I just done some things. I'm still going.
Are you serious? And you want these women to believe you?
Well, hold on. Wait. Wait, sir.
Simon.
Sir. First off, I didn't lay down with all of them. Sometimes I stood up. Sometimes I had one of my legs on the couch.
Okay, the details. Wow. Okay. So
now he's like, no, I didn't do them. I just lay down on the couch.
Regardless of Tommy is being hyperbolic or not, we do know that men typically have a higher body count. So that brought me back to the original point that Tommy was saying. It was not necessarily about comparing the body count.
Are you mad at me? But you're just glad to talk to me. It'd be a lot of that happen, young lady. A lot of these dudes just want to talk to me. They've been wanting to talk to me for 20 years. This they chance. And I wish y'all would just come in and be fans instead of be haters.
Yo, Tommy, I was knowing you, bro. You know that, right? So
I don't know you.
Listen, don't talk. Like, you can talk to me ladies
Simon,
like that. Don't talk to me.
What is going on?
I don't know you, bro.
Right.
What is going on?
Let me tell you what this is called.
Simon, if you're not going to hit the swear jar, we'll have to drop you.
This is called sexual beef. For all y'all who know this, it's sexual beef. These people they don't know how to deal with the fact that they want to have sex.
Pause. Simon should not have sexual beef with you. I would not be acknowledging that Simon has sexual beef with me if I were you. Pause. She just told Simon, oh, nigga, you keep cussing. Like, if you don't hit the panel, if you don't hit my swear jar, I'm dropping your ass down. Damn. Ain't y'all glad I ain't that cutthroated? But again, it's rarely a thing where we just have a panel of strangers. That we have panels where, you know, it's me, Truth, Mad, Gabe, and shit like that. But it's very rare where we do panels where we have guests and shit like that. I guess I've been there, done that.
Sex with me, so they start a beef.
And again, I like to fuck shit. I like the money, but I like to fuck shit.
Awesome.
The host of the show has a swear jar. She says she's trying to get to monetization. So if you cussing, it's $5. I don't know how the $5 is going. If the goal is not to, the goal is monetization, and you don't want people cussing for monetization, they shouldn't be able to give you money for cursing. They should just have to leave if they can't not cuss. So you cool with not getting monetized as long as you get cash. All right. I just, the rules be weird.
Okay.
It is true though.
I got over the whole thing. But listening to that.
So I could just come up there and just send you a hot 50 at the beginning of the show and cuss the whole night, and you don't care about that. And I could do this every day, and you won't care about not being monetized as long as you get them $50 a day.
Okay, so
thank you, Jose.
We're gonna go ahead.
I just want to say real quick, Tommy, I agree with most of the shit you say, but with respect, you're a whore, bro. For real.
I said this. I have a
Hey,
show
bro,
with
you
my
do
man
you.
Brian.
You do
Wait a
you.
minute. Rogue, I have a show with this dude named Brian, and the show title is The Guru and the Whore. Guess which one of us is the whore?
You.
Why are they saying things to me that don't need to be said? This is so weird. And let me tell y'all something. Men are more mad at what they heard me say than these two women who've been on the panel. This is scary.
The only men that are mad at you about what you said is niggas that ain't fucked a lot of bitches. Niggas that fucked a lot of bitches understand why you would say some shit like that. And that's why I said, I didn't think you was gonna ask it. I thought you was gonna say like what the women do when you ask about their age or weight. And they be like, you don't ask like, I thought you was gonna say, you don't ask a gentleman how many bitches he didn't fuck. I thought that's what you were gonna give him. You actually gave him a ballpark number. Man, them the only niggas that's mad is niggas who ain't fucked 25 bitches in their life.
No, I'm not mad, man. I was just making a joke. I actually
give me 1 second, y'all. 1 second, please. Hold on. Forgive me for not having it ready. 1 second. Where is it? Y'all stress me out.
Boy, if you don't get the fuck out of my face.
Damn, she sounds like a black lady.
All right.
Well, he's like
So, Simon, you are
He's not.
for the 10 minutes. Appreciate you. All right. So we're gonna reset. We're gonna reset and regroup.
Who's at my front door?
Damn, somebody paid $15 to keep climbing down for 10 minutes.
All right, we're gonna reset and regroup. So the original conversation of comparing was about the whole double standards of men versus women with body count. So I know a lot of men do like to believe that you guys have free reign when it comes to sexual history. You guys are supposed to be fruitful and multiply. So I do want to know, why is it that men feel the need to be so sexually explorative where even 1,000 partners could be a thing? Go ahead, Tommy. Let me go ahead and.
It's in our motherfucking DNA. It's in our nature. We can't explain it. It's just in our nature.
You remember when I said that in our community, like today, the first thing y'all will tell a man is he don't get no pee. You don't get no pee.
Mm.
So if you spend your whole time trying to tell a man that his value is based upon how many other women want him, as a matter of fact, I can tell you from my own personal experience, when I was in college, I had a friend who I had never slept with her, but she was really pretty. I went to the club with her one week, and the next week I went by myself. The next week, a whole bunch of girls tried to sleep with me because of that. I used to have a girlfriend who was bisexual. She was really pretty. It was easier for her to get us to do a threesome more than it was for me to get us to do a threesome. Why? Because for some odd reason, women thought if he can sleep with her, then I'll sleep with him. It's a thing. Why do you think groupies will go to the VIP to sleep with one guy when there's a club full of guys who would like to sleep with them? There is a thing where women are judging men by how many people they sleep with, where men will then up their body count to make sure women view them as a viable option and as worthy for them.
Okay, and I'm not gonna lie, I do subscribe to this theory that women do have a habit of making something look more appeasing and more appealable to other women, right? So Tommy is not wrong in that aspect of things. We do have a situation where women compete with other women by even trying to take something that belongs to another woman. And we do live in a culture that we do have to admit that this is true, ladies, because when we are with a man, we even know this phenomenon with married men. So let me even go there. You know, the moment a man puts a ring on his finger, we have a whole bunch of women that now want to try your man even harder because they want to see, can they get him to crack? So we do have to understand or discuss amongst us as women, why do we do this? Why do we feel the moment something becomes unattainable, we now have to attain it instead of just competing and trying to be the better woman in the first place? And Mola, you're the only other woman.
Yeah, I would say it could be insecurity. It could be jealousy. It could be a number of things. The woman could genuinely be attracted to the dude and lack self-control. I mean, I think that that's multi-layered.
Okay. So I'm not mad at that answer at all, right? Because, Rue is my favorite troll. Women trust other women's judgment about things. So with that being said, are we just agreeing that this man is quality? This man is someone that, because I think it also comes down to the fact that women will brag, oh, sis, the D is good. Oh, the way he flicks his tongue, the way he does X, Y, Z. And now we are trying to broadcast and advertise our man. Do you feel like that is something that we do as women, Mo?
I think it's immature, but I've seen a lot of
Put me on Snapchat, baby. Put me on the Snap.
Women do that. I don't think that's wise at all. I never understood it.
Yeah, women are far more competitive than men are. That's what it is. So all the things that women are the major projectors, black women especially, right? So
why especially black women? Why do we catch the straight like that? Fantastic.
I can answer it, love. I got you. So
Go
you know
for
how they be like, y'all niggas gay? Guess who has the biggest gay percentage in the LGBT community?
The women?
Black women, specifically. It's like 32% or something. 32% of black women identify as either gay or bisexual. Abnormally high, right? So, and then the other things, right? Like you said, like Tommy was mentioning earlier, just trying to be men, talking like men, even the studs, right? The stud thing is crazy to me. I ain't never seen a business casual stud. They all, like, street niggas.
Quantum, time yourself out. Miss Lady Quantum, time yourself out.
You know what I'm saying? They all street niggas for some reason. Like the worst qualities of black men. So of course, whenever a woman come across a man, a woman wants a man that other women want. So she's gonna brag on all of those qualities that women seek in a man. So if he can have sex very, very well, she's gonna advertise that. To Mo's point, probably to her detriment, because black women are definitely gonna try you. The easiest way to get a woman is if you already got one. And I'll just leave it there.
And I will ask y'all all women this.
That makes sense.
When's the last woman you've ever heard brag that her man's a virgin? Go on. Name a woman that's bragged that she got a man that very few women have slept with, that he's kept himself for her. Go on. Name that woman that's bragging of this.
Okay, I can't name that woman. What I can name is the fact that I do appreciate a healthy balance, right? So I do need men to understand this is not to compare men and women, but this is a personal preference of Rogue C. Preferably, do I want you somewhat more experienced than me? Absolutely, but I do need a balance. I'm going to pause right there by saying I don't want a man that every woman can look at my man and be like, yeah, I know how he feels. I test drove him as well. I do think men need to understand that there is a healthy balance of just gaining experience, knowing what to do, learning your woman's body, and then when you're just as much of a whoremonger as the women that you're trying to say you don't like.
Now, let me say what you just did again when you didn't like it when it was done about the wigs. Y'all had something to say about the wigs. Y'all will get to say what your personal feeling is about something. You just said how you feel about this. But there are many women, and probably most of them don't feel that way. Most of these women like the fact, again, go to any VIP at any club. All of the women are trying to sleep with the same guy. That guy has no problem getting all of those women to get in the limousine and go back with him and have as much sex as he's like.
Tommy,
so women say what they say. So what?
Hold on, real quick. Since you asked me for a wrench, that means you're going to be coming back around?
I come a lot.
Tommy, this is my first time seeing you over here. That okay.
You missed the joke.
See, brother, why you mad at me when I gotta make you laugh out loud twice now? Thank you. So at least be cool to me. I done made you laugh out loud twice.
I walked myself into that one. That was my fault. That was my fault. So with that being said, Tommy, we should expect your face around Lover Gang. We should be able to call you Lover Gang Tommy when you get this wrench, right?
I even said in the comment section that they tell you what I said. I said, if she had me on here enough and you start coming by my Tuesday panel, you'll probably be monetized really quick.
Tommy, y'all be going so late at night. Your girl need her beauty sleep.
Wait, what damn coast you live on? We start at 9.
That's late, Tommy. I work.
That's why I said, what coast do you live on?
East Coast.
It's 8 now.
Hey, no.
You from Jersey?
No, I'm not. That's crazy. You know how many people ask me if I'm from up north? I am a literal Southern belle. I'm a Southern and a South King.
Where you from, bro?
Louisiana. Mo, you and I have had this conversation. I'm from New Orleans.
Yeah, I forgot. Okay, same.
Dear, you got to stop having people like me and Mo not remember talking to you. You got to start doing things.
No, because Tommy, it was people in your chat. I'm not arguing with nobody that doesn't cam up. I'm like, I cam up all the time. I was in bed.
You can say all the time when you hadn't done it with me. That'd be like me saying I'm over here all the time. You just said you ain't seen me. See, sketch women in their own hypocrisy if you let them talk.
Again, I'm toxic.
I think, bro, you should go. You should go up there. You should go on Tommy's show.
Yes, you would enjoy it.
You were there. Was it you willing to win? Somebody was there.
I was there.
Did have a good time.
I had a great time, and I got clipped up and everything. And people, you see these young women nowadays going against Tommy.
Oh yeah, it happens a lot. If you do, listen. The best way to debate me is this: if I
either I always forget, or I be tired in the motherfucker. It'd be 9 o'clock. I'm like, it's 9 o'clock. It's late as hell. But I always get his Rumble notifications a day later. And so, like, yeah, last night it was over with. I wasn't thinking about no damn panel. I'm gonna catch one of them Tuesday shows. The one only day I'm gonna catch it. That actually was doing that was talking about the Carmelo and the Rick Chow case last night on a super panel.
Say something that sounds pretty correct. Change topics to something else. Do not stay in that place where it looks like I'm right. If you stay in that place where it looks like I'm right and you're arguing it, then people are going to start making you look stupid. Because here's what I'm supposed to do as a debater. If I'm winning and you're dumb enough to let me, it's like fighting somebody in the street. If I get on top of you, what I'm going to start doing?
You know, start wailing on me. Yeah.
Yes. That's the art of debate. You got to at least be able to, and you look better when you can acknowledge that somebody else might have a point. That's why I was trying to tell you earlier. Stop telling me one guy fell out of a plane and survived. You look bad when you're arguing that.
Yeah. No, that was actually the cool part. You know, that was the part, of course, people didn't want to clip up when it came down to our little discussion. We actually came down to a very fair conclusion. You were like, oh, yeah, this lady actually had some sense. I'm like, thank you. I wasn't
See, I don't just treat people like everything you said is wrong. That doesn't make sense.
What everybody was reacting to that. Everybody through podcasts, everybody was reacting to that moment.
Now, what did I say? What did I do?
Okay, so this was the initial fight happened because you had just gotten mad at, and shout out to her, Smell the Roses. After you and Smell the Roses had an issue, I was in the comments and Mel had put my comment up. And you were like, yeah, look at this girl right here.
Yeah,
and
he said, even the man, he said you was wrong.
You was wrong.
I apologize. I did apologize. Willing to win. Did I not apologize?
Yeah, you did apologize, but you were still wrong, though.
But in the midst of it, you were already going at it with the whole situation with that. And in the midst of
like Tommy
talking about women and how much mouth Black women have and how, you know, without too many words about how Black women need to be knocked between the washer and the dryer. And that's where I was like, this is disgusting. And then Tommy
I do remember you.
Man, when 50 said, a bitch get out of line, she needs some discipline. Nobody argued with that. When he said, like Nino and New Jack, I ought to cancel that bitch. Nobody argued with that. Nobody argued with Archie Bunker.
Now, you remember you.
That was me.
Because I advocate. Wait a minute. You just advocated earlier, off the record, vigilante justice. Did you not?
Against predators.
I don't care. You advocated it.
Don't misquote me though. Because
no.
A woman being too mouthy is not a predator.
Hold on. Let me tell you how many times I've seen that predator mouth of these women messing around and bothering people. There was a guy today. He put out his he was on Kick, I guess because you can do more on Kick, but he was on Kick and he had this woman in his house. That woman refused to leave that house, and it was 6 dudes in there. One woman, she was calling them all kind of names. She started calling the Black dude monkeys because there's a chick that wasn't Black, so she was calling him every racial slur. Mm-hmm. And I said, and this is why I will never help women who getting their ass whooped, because most of them usually getting it whooped because of what came out their mouth. Mm. I'm sorry. Of course, it's not everyone, but I'm not going to put my life in danger for people who I've seen every day have no problem running their mouth, like that tyranny chick. has no problem running up on me every time she see me saying something. You know how many
If
women
you're still in the chat or in the clouds, I still love you. I know you people might not like who comes over to my channel, but y'all, it is Lover Gang. It is all love. Even if y'all have personal beefs, I do not stand on anybody's beef.
I love you too, Roxy.
Thank you, Owen.
I have had women in my house. Now this is my domain. You are at my whim at that point. Still sit there and argue, raise and I'm thinking, these chicks are nuts. You don't know what I'm gonna do to you, but they'll test that theory. So what I'm saying is, yes, I believe in common sense. If a man was talking to me a certain way, and a woman, my girl, was sitting there watching it, and I did nothing, she'd think I was a punk. So why would you say something to me that you know if he said it, you'd think I was a punk? Why would you push me? That's all I ask. Women to not push me in, because I don't push people who I know I'm not gonna push a cop. If I know a cop is pulling me over, I'm not gonna push him, and I know he could do something to me. Why would I do that? I don't know. I guess I'm stupid.
No, so let me say this. So as a woman who has been combative, as a woman who can be mouthy, as a woman who has learned both easy way and hard way that men are men and not every man.
All women are motherfucking mouthy. It ain't a bitch on this green earth that ain't got a smart motherfucking mouth, don't speak out of turn, and always make a motherfucking situation work with their goddamn sarcasm. They all do it. It ain't one of like it don't matter. That's what the fuck. Just like how it's in men DNA to be promiscuous, it's in women's DNA to talk shit. It just is. That's what the fuck they do.
No, every man knows the self-control that we would think or hope that every man does. I do not advocate for men putting their hands on women. With that being said,
y'all don't think Bill Gates' wife was talking shit to this nigga throughout their marriage and before they got divorced? Y'all don't think Jeff Bezos' wife was talking shit to this nigga? And before, y'all don't think Michael Jordan's wife Juanita was talking shit to this nigga? Tochi, you talk shit too. You probably submissive at the end, but you gonna talk some shit. You submissive to the point, you know, okay, I got two more things I can say for this nigga lose it on me. And you tow it to the line. You ain't gonna go past your 2 count. You like, I got 2 more smart things to say, and this nigga might kill me. You gonna stop talking, but you go push it to the line. You ain't gonna go past it right there and stop. That's what the smart women do. They get to the line and they stop.
said, I do advocate for respect. Now, I am going to say this, and this does not make it okay. But women, we do need to protect ourselves by realizing that we are women. That is why I say don't fight for equality, fight for equity. There is no reason for you to be going back and forth with a man because you do not know if that man has had that last little straw and you just broke it and now you are putting yourself in danger. I do not advocate for women to put themselves in danger. When it comes down,
we could just walk away. Y'all could just shut the fuck up. If y'all just shut the fuck up, we ain't gotta walk away. Truth is probably asleep. She did 2 lives today. Truth did about 10 hours worth of streaming. She sleep, man. Just sleep. Yeah, but yeah, y'all could just shut the fuck up. Like shutting the fuck up, but hey, we won't have to walk away. Y'all ain't, you know what? Y'all can still use y'all mouth, just suck some dick. Like instead of talking, just suck some dick. Talk to the dick. That's what y'all could do.
to our mouths. We know how lethal, we know how quick tongue with it we can be, and that is not going to work with every man, and we can put ourselves in a lot of trouble in that. And I am just advocating for women, please, because we don't know these men like that. Do not go back and forth with these men. Have enough respect for yourself to respect a man to be able to just walk away as a lady. That is what we need to do society-wise. A lot of women who are trying to G-check men like they are a man themselves are going to get in a lot of trouble, and I do not
Ike Turner was a pillar of the black community.
advocate for that. Ladies, please remember that you are a lady. No matter who that man is, no matter if you feel like you can even take that man, no matter what you're carrying with you, please remember you are still a woman, point blank period. Best case scenario, and this is not to advocate for men to fight in other men's battles, but if it gets to the point, have another man with you. Go find the closest man. So that way that man can leave you alone.
And this is why I'm the same way when it comes to
what you said.
Hey, bro,
Sorry.
am I able to put my 2 cents in on the prompt real quick?
Absolutely. Can I let Mo Love go first? Tommy, do you mind if we let some new voices get in real quick and then I'll let it go back to you? All right, Mo, go ahead.
Okay, so I do agree. Women should be more accountable to the way that they respond to men and vice versa. Men also, I think one of the biggest issues in our culture is
In other words, she's saying women shut the fuck up and get back to work. That's what she's saying. Shout out to Luther Janitorial, the sponsor of this video.
that we've stopped teaching emotional regulation. That's a huge issue on both ends. I also think that there's an issue. I'm like you, I don't agree with violence, period. I don't agree with women hitting men, men hitting women. My biggest issue is when a man's first response is physical violence. That's the problem. That shouldn't be the first response.
And I agree with that. So
So you said it shouldn't be the first response, but after time and time and time and time and time again, then it's okay to go upside her head. I feel you. I knew I liked your light-skinned ass for a reason.
So again, a lot of men do need to be emotionally regulated. A lot of men have, you can still see the little boy in them, and that's not to infantilize men, nor is it to justify why men are doing this. But a lot of these men aren't really taught real manhood. And I do have to say that a lot of the older generation of men have failed a lot of these young men, and a lot of these
Yeah, that was Hollywood. The scene where Ike got whooped, that was Hollywood. That was for the movies and things of that nature. She didn't all of a sudden just become stronger than him one day. Like, stop it. It was, you know, they do write scripts and add shit in. It sounded good for Hollywood and things of that nature, but unless the limo driver confirmed this, it was all Hollywood.
mid to age range men were failed by a lot of men around them as well. With that being said, women do need to give the respect that they want for themselves, because you're not going to get the respect just because you are a woman. Point blank, period. Because unfortunately, a lot of men do not honor, they're not gentlemen. They do not honor if you're a lady or not. And a lot of women who are not presenting themselves as ladies, this is not to advocate for anyone putting their hands on a woman, but you might be the problem.
Right. And you said that they were failed by men. I would also agree that they were also failed by women, mothers. Some men had a horrible example of a mother, so their outlook towards women as a whole could be affected by the way that they were handled by moms, and vice versa. When you see the women who are very rude and combative towards men, they have a lot of issues with their father. So it's way deeper than what we see on the surface.
The reason why, and this is only because I do believe that men do have a leadership role. The reason why I do always lead it back to the men is because if you are the leader, 9 times out of 10, a misandrous woman dealt with a bad man. 9 times out of 10, a man who has mommy issues is because mommy dealt with a bad man. So again, it is not to put the blame on men. Hold on. Let me finish. It is not to strictly put the blame on men. But if we have discussions over here at my channel where I am being told men lead the trajectory to the relationship, men have access to the relationship. All women have access to is how much sex happens. So with that being said, hold on. When it comes down to Rogue Seat's person,
men are supposed to. They're supposed to. Most of these niggas don't control shit. They women run them. They women tell them what the fuck to do. They ain't got no goddamn control. They're supposed to be leaders, but most of them don't.
No belief.
The ones that do, y'all call toxic and misogynistic and whatever else feminist term y'all want to throw on that shit.
you guys don't have to agree with it, and I will be open to hear the pushback. But my personal belief is because men are the quote unquote leaders, you also do have to carry the burden of leadership as well. And the burden of leadership is also blame.
Yeah, so hold on. So you said it's not about the man, but then you literally put it all on the man. Okay. Furthermore,
I said it wasn't about strictly blaming men, because yes, I can still blame the person and their actions for how they act, but I can say that the trigger or the trickle down of the snowball effect still led back to a man. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but fantastic. You're completely, totally absolving women of any accountability in the situation.
Exactly.
You said even if he has mommy issues, it's because the mommy had an issue with a man. Not that the mommy could just be a horrible bitch, a terrible person.
Oh, $5.
Bitch is in there too?
That's the only one. I think
No,
it's
it's
the
the
F word.
It's the F word.
Oh, she said F word.
I did say the F word, but Fantastic is new here, so we're gonna actually get the rules eventually.
Okay, no profanity. My bad. So I clean it up. I apologize.
So yeah, because she said just the F word. Then he said bitch, and she was like, "Well, you knew you can't say bitch neither, but you said the F word." So that is any curse words. You can't say none of the 7. None of the 7 forbidden words.
Just clean it up as much as you can. PG-13.
Okay, got you.
I still don't know what all 7 of the forbidden words are.
Okay, so a horrible woman, right? And again, even if we agree to the terms that men and women aren't equal, and it's a whole lot harder for a man to get sex than a woman to get sex. Because one thing you did say is a woman determines how much sex is had in a relationship. So if the woman controls the most important thing, that's the total existence and reason for the relationship, because no man is going to commit himself to a woman that's going to not give him sex. What does that say about the situation? Women use it to manipulate everything the way it is. So when a man is, one of the select men that can pretty much get it at will, how is he going to be penalized for it? And how do you expect him? Why are you saying that as long as he's not out here just making babies everywhere and, spreading diseases, how is that being irresponsible when sex is a natural human activity?
Okay, because so let me respond to the first point of absolving women. It is not to absolve women. I, again, just point out where the roots are. And if men are these leaders that I believe that you all are, that you all will let us know on a regular basis, I do have to go back to the original root of the problem. And the root of the problem is still going to be a man. Even if you want to take it back to Adam and Eve. God technically did not absolve Eve. Eve was punished. But you do know who got the most of the responsibility? It was Adam. Because at the end.
Why? Because he had to work. She had to have babies and work. So how the hell how is that the same? Like she got cramps, menstrual cramps, contractions, and she still had to work. Nigga, that's 3 punishments opposed to just his 1. What are you talking about?
End of the day, Adam, I put you in charge. It is you who are supposed to know not to do something just because this woman.
It was you that gave me this bitch. I didn't ask you for her. I was minding my own motherfucking business. The snake didn't try to talk to me before this bitch got here. And why does the snake talk any motherfucking way? And why is it talking with legs? Because that was one of the punishments. He got rid of his legs and he stopped talking for some odd reason. But I don't know why snakes. And that was like, were there other snakes that had legs and talked, or was he just one of a kind? And how did he miraculously change from like God's most beautiful angel and right-hand man to a snake? Like how the fuck did he get into a snake's body? Never mind. I'm thinking too much. I'm gonna leave that story right there. But y'all ask yourself that. How in the fuck did Lucifer go from being a goddamn angel to being a fucking snake? So he just transferred bodies into a goddamn snake. He couldn't go to Adam as himself, as a fucking angel. He decided to be a snake.
And that I gave you, told you to do something else. You were still supposed to follow me. So that is why, even if you're not religious, I'm just using that as an example. At the end of the day, I do look at as a man. If you are going to be the leader, you do come with most of the blame. Now that is not absolve the woman.
Bad example, sis. I just told that example to shreds.
Woman, that is not to say that the woman does not have any accountability in the situation. The woman still does have accountability, and there should still be consequences. With that being, Tommy, not the finger wag.
She does have a great speaking voice. I gotta give her that. She has a great speaking voice. She got a podcast / broadcast journalism / radio voice.
Well, yeah. See, I want to go after Tommy. Let me go after Tommy then.
Okay, go ahead, Tommy, because Tommy's already the finger wagging. Oh, wait, Tommy, do the finger wag again on big screen.
Matumbo, I just want, I'm trying to, I got to pee and I need to go to the restroom and the pastor's still talking and I just want him to recognize one of the ladies or somebody to recognize so I can get up. Now I can't say something. And here's what I would like you to do. I don't even want you to center me because sometimes people need to see what the other people's faces is doing as I speak. So I'm gonna pull a Stephen A. I want everybody up here, not just to see my face. So here we go. You said men are the leaders, correct?
Yes, sir.
As a leader, then what I have the ability to do is dole out punishment. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Oh, shit. Got her. There was a gotcha bitch moment. Oh, shit. if I'm the leader, I can dole out punishment, right? She said yes, like the supervisor or the boss, right? Okay, so I can whoop your ass. All right, cool. I ain't saying I can whoop your ass, but you just said it. No, she said something about Adam. No, I'm starting with Satan this time. I'm asking how God, who knows everything, allowed Satan to just go from being an angel into a snake to fucking with Eve. I'm just asking how God allowed it on his watch. Maybe he was on vacation or he was thinking of how he was going to design Jesus or something. I don't know. But he definitely missed Satan changing from an angel into a talking, walking snake.
In my face. So here we go.
And then he punished all snakes for Satan or Lucifer taking over his body. He punished all the snakes. It wasn't the goddamn snake body he got possessed. How the fuck the snake know? All snakes. Now we could have had some cool ass snakes running around here. Imagine a python with legs and talking.
You said men are the leaders, correct?
Yes, sir.
As a leader, then what I have the ability to do is dole out punishment. Yes?
Yes, sir.
So if that's the case, then how I punish, whether it be choke you, elbow you, keep you from food, every leader, because let me tell you something, you a grown-ass woman if I'm with you.
Keep
and
her
y'all
from
believe,
food?
whoa, let me keep going. I said if I'm the leader, because don't you do it. Men are the leaders, correct?
Yes, sir.
As a leader, then what I have the ability to do is dole out punishment. Yes?
Yes, sir.
So if that's the case, then how I punish, whether it be choke you, elbow you, keep you from food, every leader, because let me tell you something, you a grown-ass woman if I'm with you.
Keep
and
her
y'all
from
believe,
food?
whoa, let me keep going. I said if I'm the leader, because don't you do it to your children? If you're supposed to be the leader of your children, don't you pop them and you'll turn around and tell them what? Spare the rod, spoil the child. You'll turn around and tell them I'm gonna send you to bed without food. You as leader, and almost every leader, I can fire you. If I'm the leader, I can make you run laps. But y'all want to tell men that they lead and then turn around and tell them how to lead. So they ain't really leaders, because if they leaders, they're going to do whatever it takes to get the best out of their followers, number one. Number two, you brought up the Bible. And you said God punished Adam and gave him the leadership responsibility over Eve. Anybody that knows anything about the Bible, guess what God punished Adam to do? Till the earth until the day he died. Hold on. What did he punish the woman to do? Have her period and have babies. And yet
Fucker. I added contractions into it too. I'm a cold motherfucker. I was saying we got the least punishment. We did.
it's 2026. I work, and guess who works right along with me now?
And I said, she got to work too. Son of a bitch. I ain't watched this shit. I did not watch this shit at all. I did not. I said this. I said it was 3-1 about 20 minutes ago.
Women.
Okay.
But guess what? I ain't never had no period and ain't never had no baby. But you sure got a 9 to 5.
Or no estrogen.
Damn, Tommy, I just have
or no menopause.
to say real quick. I was under the assumption that there were no liberals on this panel, but what you just said is very liberal logic. And I can get my answer on to why.
Proud Mick. The knight clearly said he wanted to go after Tommy.
Well, in his defense, he was being patient. He was actually supposed to go, but
go ahead. Go ahead, Mick. No. Go ahead, Mick. Go ahead, Mick. I'll go after you, sir.
Tommy is so proud of what he said. It's crazy.
Tommy, I think you're well, first, I just want to say this. It'll take like 10 seconds. What you said about, getting somebody on the ground when you're beating them in a debate and just keep pummeling them. Yeah, there's two types of debates. And normally with liberals, you can just test their own logic, which is what I'm about to do. Not that you're a liberal, but you made a liberal statement. Another way is to build your rhetoric up. So hopefully my rhetoric is pretty strong with people on this panel because they don't seem like they're liberals. Now, to what you just said, I believe you're confusing leadership with disciplinary action. You're in the military. You have a leader. Does that give them a right to punch you in the face and whatnot?
Hold on, they make the rules though. If the military did say that they could do that, that's what they would have been doing. Remember, slavery was rules, and they sure did enforce them.
Right, but they can't.
What do you mean they can't? I said that's what they did. They set their own rules. The rules that the military has right now, they set them too.
Okay.
Sir, the military back in the day would take you out and whoop your ass. In 2001, I had pissed my master sergeant out so bad. He said he noticed me giving him that eye, and he was like, "You look like you want to take a swing." He said, "If it was back in the day, I'd take you out back and whoop your ass." So yeah, they used to be able to fight you back in the day in the military. Then HR and all that shit came around. Motherfuckers ordered code reds and shit, and they changed. But yeah, they used to be able to do that, sir. Anybody higher ranking than you, your commanding officers, all them NCOs, they could whoop your ass if you got out of line or they felt you got out of line. Go to bed.
So hold up, let me get a clarifying statement from you. Are you saying because men are leaders, which I actually do agree with that, men are supposed to lead. Are you saying because we are supposed to lead that we are leaders, we have a right to punch a woman in the face if she's cutting up too much?
No. See, let me tell you what she said men were leaders. I said a leader. That's why I said as a mother, she would be a leader of her children. She can whoop her children, send them to bed without food. She can sit up there and tell them they can't watch TV. She can tell them they can't be up. She can do what it takes to get the results she wants. Somebody else has to stand in, like Child Protective Services, and changes that. But when these departments didn't exist, people did do what they wanted to do. Hence, there was abuse.
So
it wasn't called abuse when a husband used to do that to his wife. It was not called abuse. The cops used to go up and say, hey, they're married. I can't stop this from happening. So let's not pretend that my idea of what leadership is, because it took greater leadership to change that law.
But even
it's a good thing we did change it. No, I'll just
okay, but my point hasn't been challenged. Are you telling me is that a rule was set in place by a bigger leader?
So the question that I have, because that's technically what even happened in the Bible. Like you said, God punished Adam, God punished Eve. The thing that I have to say is it wasn't a matter of stripping away their autonomy, their rights, and everything like that. So that's the issue that I have with the idea.
Domestic violence is some new shit. Niggas was whooping their wives in the Bible. It wasn't domestic violence then.
Of men being able to just knock their woman upside the washer and dryer.
No, I was just addressing what you said, that God punished the man more than he punished the woman. I was right. If this punishment he gave both of us, you're now doing both of them, you got the higher burden.
I love when people come in and say that I'm a feminist. Thank you so much for coming up, Level Up, the DJ. If you do believe that I'm a feminist, because I do believe that women should not be knocked up against the wall. If you do think that I believe that women should have equity in their relationships, and that is what makes me a feminist, I do find that hilarious, because again, if you want a woman to treat you right, I do believe that you should treat her right. If there are things that you want in life, you should go and get them and do them, and you should expect to do the same for the people. That is what leadership is. A true leader does not rule with an iron fist. A true leader does rule with balance. A true leader does not rule in fear. That is called a dictator. But if I'm a feminist for believing in that, I'll be that.
And yet we have a leader by the name of God, if you read the Bible. And one of the things that he wants his followers.
I was just about to say, who's a bigger dictator than God? God wants to be praised and motherfucking worshiped and acknowledged every day. Man, I was so about to say it. I'm glad he said it, because I was finna get it. I'm in my cream corn. That's why I was silent, but I was finna get it. Oh, he got it.
To have is a healthy fear of him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But when we talk about fear, when it comes down to, so people like to also misinterpret fear with reverence. And that idea, reverence and respect, is what they mean by fear.
Last I checked, God killed children because of how they responded.
Deleted, unalive. Deleted,
God.
She ain't monetized no way. Fuck y'all mean, unalive.
You don't know the Bible. Stop arguing the Bible when you don't know the Bible, because that vengeful God that you serve, tell me how that's different.
Yeah, God says himself that God creates everything. He's not just the good; it's the good and the bad. He told the children of Israel to wipe out entire civilizations, and leave none alive. God is God is a dictator. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You the host. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, I'm sorry.
No, you the host. I can wait.
I'm just saying, when I was talking about the fact that where we're going in a relationship dynamic, because I was being called a feminist because I'm just saying that men should not be putting their woman up against the wall. I get what Tommy was doing when I brought up the Bible. Yes, I said I brought up the Bible for that example. That was just an example. I will say, as a Christian woman, I know how people feel about the Bible in this YouTube space. So that's why I tiptoe. I don't like to go full deep.
Tommy did not say that at all. He didn't say that at all.
Deep into it because it can offend people or people can kind of get offensive with it. But I don't disagree with what Tommy is saying about the whole vengeful God thing or what Fantastic is saying about being a dictator. But I'm saying the best leaders that we do know, and that is probably why a lot of people have turned their back on God if we're really going to have the deep conversation in this generation. But I digress. The best leaders that we know are not dictators.
Kim Jong-un is a good leader. He's a dictator. What's that nigga? Vladimir Putin, dictator.
We idolize the dictators, Mussolini, the mustache man, all these people because they did travesties. They are infamous, not famous. They are infamous. So if you're okay with being an infamous leader, then go for it.
Why do you call them best? It's the same thing y'all say when y'all say a real man. Y'all make up these things based upon how you feel, not based upon there's an actual.
It wasn't because of the.
I didn't hear the first part you said.
I said y'all will say things like how you said best leaders, and y'all will say real man, but none of these things are based on some objective facts. It's just how y'all feel, and y'all will use these words to supersede somebody else thinking about what you said. Meaning, when you say a real man does, but when y'all were talking earlier, you know what y'all never said? What a real woman does. If a real man ain't supposed to put his hands on a woman, most of these men ain't just firing women's heads up for no reason.
In fact, Thomas, she told you had never been with a good woman, and she ain't tell you what a good woman was.
But y'all,
but she knew you hadn't been with a good one.
Would say a real man is supposed to go past that woman's mouth. He's supposed to say that woman's mouth is so bad, I still should go past that and say I'm going to control myself. But last I checked,
you're being disingenuous, Thomas.
But I did talk about emotional regulation.
Both of us just said that. As far as
no, but y'all like Fantastic brought up that y'all were bringing up that every time these things happen, it is a man who caused it.
I didn't say that.
I said that.
That's why I was trying to talk to Lover Girl. She brought up that man. She brought up a man that caused it, that you were saying this, and it was the part where I was starting off wagging my finger because I was like, well, hold on a minute. The majority of these men who aren't emotionally regulated, guess what kind of house they come out of? Single mothers. And it's single moms. But you did not blame it at that. You then said that woman had a problem with a man, so she somehow passed it down to a child. If you're going to say that, then women should not have custody of children at all. Because when a man has custody of his children, he never gets to blame the lack of mama or grandmama for why he's an asshole. Hopefully that ain't on your list.
Blaming on feminism.
Come on, somebody.
The reason why I said this, and Nightish, because I'm going to let you have it. It's okay if I use what I hear you say on your show as an example?
I let her hear out of a woman.
Baby Petty gonna be all me. All me. I can't blame nobody but me.
Woman's mouth. Go ahead, ma'am.
So Nightish on his show, he's explained how his childhood has grown up. Nightish has explained that he has heard misandry.
She got a mouth on her at 7.
Since he was a little boy. The first thing that he heard before ever hearing that B words ain't ish was that men aren't ish. Now, the question that I have to ask is because Nightish has also explained how his father did not really show the best example. And I'm wondering, does that prove the point of the reason why you might have heard misandry from women in your family, especially if it was from your mother or not from your mother? Would it also be fair to assume it was because of what effects were left from your father?
I say I grew up in a matriarchy. That my grandmothers and great grandmothers led that whole family. In fact, when they passed away, that's when the family splintered up. And then as far as leadership as a black man, they said when we came here, we was 3/5 of a human being. We ain't never had no power. That while you was getting deleted, I couldn't do nothing to save you. While I was getting deleted, you can do nothing to save me. They should put a horse to tie to a man's leg and rip him apart in front of everybody to set an example that a black man is irrelevant. Nothing. When did that change? We relevant now? We're something now? So that's my thing. As black people, if we look at our actual history, they was hanging us, burning us, ripping us apart, feeding us alligators, ripping women's stomachs.
That was doing most of the shit that you named was being done to men.
Open doing to both of us. So when did all of a sudden I become a leader or somebody? I think that's weaponized to justify you being able to be in your soft girl era.
No, because again, I have no issue following my man, right? I do believe that is how it's supposed to be. So when it comes down to it, I do have an issue where when men think that like the whole submissive conversation happens. I hate that conversation because respectfully, I'm not supposed to submit to every man.
I didn't say submission.
No, I'm using it as an example.
No, you're a unicorn if you do love a black man, because across all races, we the bottom.
Now notice y'all have never heard me say that word submissive or submit.
Come over here and humiliate us. We humiliation rituals. We've never been a man, so say what you want to say about us, and we supposed to be.
You ain't never been a man. Fuck that. I'm not taking it at all. What you mean? We ain't never been a man. Say you ain't never been no goddamn man. Speak for yourself.
Oh, practice stoicism and be
Who told
quiet
y'all that?
about it. That's just what's the reality.
But who told y'all that?
Well, black women for one, black women in society, right? And other black women did, and that's the thing where the disconnect happens. Well, most you ain't, can't, don't, won't, you know, ain't ish, can't ish, won't ish, don't ish, right? So that's all black men hear your entire life. Nightish told you. Nightish a little older than me. He's a Gen Xer, and that's what we telling you. So the black women had a point of where they were picking poor men, right? When black women had the thing where they didn't have to depend on anymore, they didn't have to depend on men. They stopped getting married. They chose the worst of men to choose and have children with. The men that they knew that weren't going to be around, because they replaced the man with the child as a source of resources. You didn't need the man no more to have a house and to have food and whatever, because if you got the child, the government give you a free place to stay or a reduced place to stay, and to give you food, money for food and all these other different things. And if you told them the child was crazy or you know, disabled, hell, you can get some cash money in your pocket. So it's been going on now for at least a generation and a half, and now you're telling black men that are being raised, I won't say a majority, but a substantial minority, right, by these same women with no input from men. And you can't blame the men when the women purposely seek out the worst of men to have children with. So if she picked a man that was never there from jump, how are you going to put blame on him when she's making the decision?
Hold on real quick. I'm going to answer that. Mick, he said he's about to get off. Mick, yes, you can go ahead and get a second for your final thoughts. Thank you so much for joining Lover Gang. I hope you come back.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, this is actually, well, my first time on stream of my second time.
Send some money before you go. Send some money before you go.
Yeah, I can do that. But real quick, Tommy, my fault. I was arguing your point, not realizing you were kind of arguing Rogue's point. Whether or not neither of you are right or wrong, I'm not going to clarify. But that's my fault for trying to argue your standpoint when you were just giving an example. But yeah, man, it was nice being on here, huh?
Mick, you're most definitely always welcome.
Yeah, like I said, man, I'm conservative. I admit when I'm wrong. Fucking can't stand liberals. But I just want to say, I think not to go into details, I'll end it with it. It's all culture with what you guys are really talking about. So we just, we got to come together.
That sounds cute.
One type of culture. But hey, Rogue, yeah. So I'm fixing to get off. Can I do some self promo real quick?
Go for it.
Later on tonight, I know it's going to be late for the East Coast cats, but 11:30 tonight, me and this other cat are going to have a debate on if the new SAVE Act should be banned.
Boy, I don't give a fuck. Hold on. You damn colonizer. Fuck up out of here.
Hold on.
You just wanted to be sure.
Hold on. I wanted to ask. Hold on.
No, I'm white.
You can't tell. Hold on.
You just wanted to be sure.
Hold on. I wanted to ask because I do like to know who's in my audience and who I'm reaching to. I'm happy to reach to all people, and especially when you're saying he's conservative.
His name Clout Mick, and he keeps saying he hate liberals. Now, it's some conservative black people, a lot of them popping up on YouTube, but they don't say they hate liberals. They just say how conservative they are. Yeah, that nigga white.
Understand that, Night is
and the Bill of Rights.
Okay, one, I wanted to know.
That makes him whiter.
No, because like I said, I want to know who I'm reaching as far as an audience, because he was also saying he's a
You're right, Tommy. The Bill of Rights in the Eagle don't make them white. It makes them whiter.
Conservative. I would find myself more as a moderate, so I am happy to have.
Then he got a black name to throw y'all off. Clout Mick.
These conversations with all people, because I am more. I wouldn't say more liberal leaning, but I guess I could still lean a little more liberal. So I do like to just kind of. Wow.
Wait. How's that a moderate then if you're more liberal leaning?
Because I'm still moving more towards more conservative.
She just saying things.
She's just talking.
I'm trying to explain it. Because again, even though I am finding myself leaning towards more conservative values, I still do have more of a liberal
she realized what space she is. She knows she's around a more concern. Like most of the men she's around and in the spaces she's trying to be around identify as conservative.
Idea, or at least giving more room for liberal people. So I am interested to have more understanding. So that is why I'm trying to express, I know how I'm trying to grow as a person. So I'd like to have other opinions and other backgrounds on my channel.
Why don't you just say I just think like a woman? I'm all over the place like birds.
Because I told y'all that and I'm toxic, but y'all don't want to believe that. Mick, I
believe you. I believe.
I'm about to say, who doesn't? Who's up here saying that's not true? But Kraut Mick, can you see the screen? Can you see us?
Yes.
Is it Kraut Mick or Clout Mick?
So I can see all of you.
Okay, you said I was you for some odd reason out of nowhere you called me a liberal.
No, bro. Let me clarify.
No, I'm saying at the beginning. It was farthest from the truth.
I said I thought we were all conservative.
I know
for the most part. But
I know. I'm just trying to say something to you.
Yeah, I said you did a liberal play.
Yes, I want to say that you're not only Kraut Mick, but you're my Kraut Mick friend, and where you got that from was in The Godfather.
Yeah,
correct?
yeah. I got the Godfather.
Tell me I'm good.
He said something about Kraut Mick.
Tell me I'm good.
Now Kraut
Kraut Mick friend
from either World War I or World War II for the Germans.
Yeah.
I forget where the slur Mick came from, but Kraut was a slur from one of the World Wars.
Yeah,
That's why I was calling you Mick, because you told me in the chat.
What it meant was he said Kraut Mick because he said I'm Irish German mixed. So the Kraut was for sauerkraut, and the Mick is for the Mick, as most of their last names start with Mick
like
something.
So or some shit like that.
Now tell me how
you can call me that, man.
I
happily give you the card.
Thank you. I impress people all the time.
Yeah.
I know, but you first, and I know you said you gave me the card earlier, so I'm okay.
Yeah. But Rogue, see, I think you're more liberal than you want to accept. I'm definitely moderate. I don't even mess with either side because I think it's two wings of the same bird.
I don't like extremes. That's my thing.
But it is extremes. If the liberal side or the conservative side, both of them are extremes.
Right. That's why I said I don't like.
You either think like us or you get excommunicated publicly.
Right.
You get punished roughly publicly if you're not fully liberal, if you're not fully conservative. You got to be one way or the other way, and that's the sad part about it. I don't believe the mouth should be a reason for motion out of a man. You should go ahead, let her say what she's gonna say. But I don't know of no time ever in this 56 years I've been in life, and in 6 months I'll be 57, where black men haven't been told they ain't ish.
So I have a black son, and I don't like that idea of ever having a child even hear that, nor do I actually like that belief system for him, because we do our affirmations every morning. He knows that he's going to be the best that he can be. He can be anything. And that is just how I want to empower him as much as I can as a mother, because that is my job to enforce those beliefs, those core beliefs. I know we wanted to hear from Aaron. So Aaron, I'm going to go ahead and let you get in there, and then we'll kind of go back and forth with that. Hi, No Chaser.
Okay. Salute to the hostess. Greetings to the esteemed panel, and shout out to that. I hope all are well. I kind of wanted to ask a question, but you said what direction did you want the conversation to go?
You're fine. You can take it where you want. I know we were just talking about the men aren't ish, and I'm saying I, as a woman with a son, and I'm around a bunch of black boys. I don't like to contribute to that mindset. I really think it's actually destroying you all as well, because even the men on the panel were acknowledging how ain't ish mama or a messed up in the head mama can really ruin young men. And I do agree with that. As much as they think I disagree, I just believe that men do have a leadership role. So usually if a man is not in that household, that's why the mama usually ain't ish.
And Big Aaron, before you go on, the real question was about how does that work when the black community literally is a matriarchy? Big Mama been running it for at least 50 years. How does the man who never been a leader all of a sudden is a leader, and because he failed some way, it hasn't been Big Mama running the house for 50 or 60 years?
I know Aaron's about to speak, so
yeah. No, is that it, Mike?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Is that the question on the table, or is that a question you'd like to ask?
Yes. That was the last thing we just was saying before she said you could take the floor.
Is it a question on the table, or is it one you would like answered?
No. It was a conversation that was happening before you got up here, sir. Not me personally.
Okay.
Or we can take it back to the body count. Y'all choose.
No. Yeah, no. I'm right. That particular question, I wanted to ask a question, and that's what recourse do men have if they're the leader to prevent sabotage, right? I mean, I understand the concept that if you're a leader, you're held responsible for the outcomes, be they favorable or not, right? I understand that. But the people that a leader has under their charge, that leader has with their authority, the ability to exact some sort of correction if it's needed, right? Because the people that he's leading also influence the outcome. So I'm just wondering, if we're the leader and if we're supposed to be held to blame for any failure, then what is within our power to make corrections when the failure is the result of someone else's inefficiency and not one of our own?
So I find it very strange.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all. We don't have no leadership powers. We can't exact nothing.
You can leave, but I find it very strange. And I've always said this. I even have a short about it. The biggest superpower that a man has is his absence. With that
We're
being
already
said,
absent because 70% of y'all are alone and y'all like being alone. So we already absent. And you know what the women say? We have
a lot of them aren't, at least not the full 70%. And we know that. But
Most
with
of
that
them
being
are,
said, I do have to argue that it is a little strange that the only form of correction that a lot of men want to use is physical abuse. But when it comes down to the oppressors that they are dealing with on a regular basis,
That's the only thing we got. We stronger than y'all. Much like when y'all whoop y'all kids' ass. That's the only thing y'all got. Y'all bigger and stronger than them. Funny how that works.
they will not put their hands on the other men. I find it very strange that men want to put their hands on women, but not other men.
Men fight each other all the goddamn time.
Putting his hand on a white boy. This is wild. I told y'all they'll swear they ain't got no problem with black men. Then they'll say something like this about the whole of black men. When it was
I didn't even say black men. I said men. I said men. I never said
right. Because y'all be
who's the white man's oppressor then?
A question was,
bro, wait, who was the white man's oppressor since you wasn't talking about the black man? Who's the white man's oppressor?
Other white men.
And they scared to put their hands on them. They got a whole revolutionary war. They got a whole civil war.
I'm talking about.
So question.
Hold on.
I say, I'm not gonna pretend I didn't mean that.
I didn't say I didn't mean anything. I never said black men. So I said it is very strange how men want to put their hands on other women or their woman, whoever, but never on other men. That's all I said.
You said You said men first off about because
men fight men all the time. It be boxers that fight men for a living, and sometimes they'll fight their gal. It's men that get hit by other men for a living. Ray Rice, running back, had all types of niggas tackling him, fought his teammates in practice and shit. Sometimes had a fight with his gal. What the hell? That doesn't make any sense.
he said it, and I was agreeing with it, and I said it earlier. Second off, if you tell somebody they don't have that tool in their bag, they're gonna ask.
Men will go shoot up other men and still get into a fight with their gal. What the fuck?
For that tool. That don't mean that's the only tool they can use. But if I need a spatula sometimes and you tell me I can't use it, why is it that when I say, man, it'd be nice if I had the spatula, that's the only thing you can use to cook? Really? I'm just pointing out that one of the things that other people use in leadership roles, we can't have it. We are literally told we can't have it.
Roles. Please.
It's hard to parent a child.
Hold on, real quick. Hold on, real quick. Tell me what words, unless a woman is putting her hands on you. Hold on, before y'all react. This is my show.
You said what words? The same words that a man could say to another man to get him punched in the motherfucking face. Those are the same words that a woman could say to get her punched in the face. The same things a man would say.
Please, 1 second. Before you react, logically, since men are so logical, what can I personally say to you? What can I really do with my mouth where you feel like hands and feet need to be put on me?
I'm guaranteeing all the men up there are going to say the same shit a man would say that I feel is disrespectful to get hands and feet put on. Because these same women will come tell their boyfriend X, Y, and Z said something that they deemed disrespectful. And you need to beat him up or slide for me. So some guy says something to her that she deems disrespectful, and he needs to have hands and feet put on him by her boyfriend or her cousin or her brother. But now she's sitting there asking, what words could I say that would get me punched? This is fucking crazy.
First, wait a minute. By that own logic, what can another woman say to you where you feel like hands and feet need to be put on her? What can a child say to you where you feel like hands and feet need to be put on them? Let's not act like this ain't
I don't
been
believe in
a
putting my
thing.
hands and feet on people. That's the whole point. That's the whole point.
So, gentlemen,
If someone in danger,
gentlemen,
let me answer the question. Let me answer the question. If I'm in danger and someone is putting their hands on me, that is what I react. Correct?
It's insane.
But here's the thing, Roxy. You know who whip children more than anybody?
Black women.
I'm asking
Tommy and Nightish. Okay, I would like the opportunity to converse with this young lady. The question wasn't rhetorical, and I'd like to get an answer for it. I like to practice decorum, but please don't urinate in my cornflakes here, if you don't mind. Appreciate it.
Okay. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, so again, I want to know from you, what recourse do black men have, right? If we're in fact the leader that is supposed to be ready and on call to accept blame for whatever failures that occur in the community, what recourse do we have to be able to make corrections to avoid these things? Is the question.
So my answer would be leaving if it gets to that point. My other answer is communication. My other answer is, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Because to me, when I hear if a woman's mouth is the reason why a man could put his hands on her, to me, that is trying to swat a fly with a sledgehammer.
Tommy, you forgot one. Because you said, what could a other woman do? What could a child do? What could a man do to make them smack us? What can we do to make them put their hands on us?
Yeah, no, Confucius said, don't kill a mosquito on friend's forehead with an axe. I get it. And I'm not an advocate for physical abuse. That's certainly not where I'm trying to take the conversation. And there are many other ways to sabotage the relationship besides just shooting off at the mouth. So we're back to just leaving, which doesn't seem to be beneficial to the relationship. I mean, it's counterintuitive, right? And men have been walking out and going for the proverbial pack of cigarettes for a while. That doesn't seem to be working. And then leaving, it just terminates the relationship. That does not allow progress. It doesn't promote family. It doesn't. That's counterintuitive. Communication isn't recourse. Communication is a tool that simply is used to relay information back and forth, but it is not a punitive measure. I can communicate the desire to exact a punitive measure, but that's what we're trying to define here. What's the punitive measure?
So again, the leaving isn't necessarily you have to leave the relationship. It doesn't have to even mean you terminate the relationship. How many times? Let me get it out.
Give me an example of what it would look like.
So even in the situation of a man knowing that he's bigger than Roxy, knowing that he can overpower Roxy very easily, right? The moment that man leaves, it sets a tone. It sets a tone. Not only can this man actually walk out of my life for good, and if that's not something Roxy wants, okay, I'm gonna have to correct myself then. But it also gives the relationship a beat. If it's so hot and heavy at that moment where all one can do is think about, oh, I want to put my hands on you, you do need to separate so you two can get a beat and you can get a clear and calm down mind. Now I get it. That seems so far-fetched in the black community where we're also ready to just put our hands on each other. The women too, the men too. It is so far-fetched to just walk away and to kind of just catch your breath. And I've been there.
And I'm sorry that you've experienced that. Please understand that my line of questioning is completely devoid of abuse, right? That's not ever an alternative to anything unless abuse is being, right? So
I'm sorry, 1 second. Mo Love, after the back and forth, yes, you can, then fantastic. Nightish, Tommy.
Okay.
So, right. Shout out to Mo Love. So that's not an option. But what I'm saying is, okay, you're suggesting that leaving. So what that sounds like to me is, put yourself on the couch. You're in the doghouse, right? So it's incumbent upon me to remove myself from the situation as a punitive measure for you. And then if that were to be the case, do you really think that would go over well? Or do you think the response would be you're out sleeping with some other woman? Furthermore, isn't that him abandoning his post as protector?
One, are you out sleeping with another woman in the sense of you leaving?
No, not at all. But but we don't need that kind of fallout or guff when we return, because ultimately that's going to be the purpose of exacting a punitive measure is going to be lost. And if anything, reversed. She's going to make your life a living hell under the assumption or presupposition that you're out sleeping with another woman, even though you went out to play golf.
So that's the whole point.
I don't know this nigga, but I like this nigga. I bet he good at chess. He like 10 moves ahead of her.
A lot of times, you don't have to always assume that we're always thinking that you're out sleeping with another woman.
Well, would you suggest the majority of the time that would be the case if a man were to leave the house after a contentious situation?
We live in the real motherfucking world. Goddamn right. We in the middle of an argument. Nigga leave and come back the next day. Boy, y'all is finna pick back up where the fuck y'all left off it. See, they be pretending like these ain't real life situations. They ain't never been through shit. All upside down. I ain't done it before.
That he's run to the arms of another.
That ain't me. I
History
don't
of sleeping
know
with other
what
women?
y'all
No.
talking
If you
about.
are really just going out to catch your, because you know you about to take Roxy through there, no, my brain doesn't instantly be like, well, Aaron, you're about to go sleep with another woman. But what it is going to give my
not
brain
you.
time to do is to be like, dang, this really did not have to get to this point. Dang, I know I love this person, and if he could just up and leave like this, and I don't want him to up and leave because I do want him in my life. I want this person. I want his protection. I want the provision. I want everything that comes with this man that is available to me. It gives enough time to understand we don't have to do these this way. A lot of times when people reconnect after a fight like that, after someone walks away, after they catch a beat, they're usually able to now properly communicate because it has now made tensions less high. It has now made emotions cool down some. And you can
So
actually properly talk.
that's the correct answer as it's found in the back of the book. However, A, the purpose of him leaving is not to cool any jets to better the quality of communication. A. B, it's supposed to have been a punitive measure. And C, if you take yourself out of it, can you seriously say women today, their first reaction would be, oh, I screwed up. Let me calm down. Let me self-reflect because my husband walked out the door for the weekend.
Tommy,
Or do you think they're going to be like, where did he go? I hope his location's on.
Tommy, I enjoy having conversations with you. I'm sorry if me being a woman in my woman brain is problematic.
This is Aaron. Oh, Tommy.
No, I was responding. I'm sorry, Aaron. I was responding to Tommy's chat.
Okay.
Okay, so let me do this because I don't think we ever asked these men, and then I know Mo Love wanted to get in. I do want to get everybody else on the panel, and welcome E. Let me ask this because I want to give men the fair chance. What other tools do you feel you?
Oh, so he was going off on Rumble. I should have watched it on Rumble. He is going off saying something over there.
You can do before it ever escalates to you having to put hands and feet on a woman.
What do you mean? Tools? I don't think tools are necessary if we could just simply put accountability and blame squarely where it belongs, and that's to the perpetrator of the crime. I mean,
so what accountability or blame besides? Because again, that feels like you have to communicate that respectfully. But what accountability or blame?
Jay Williams in a perfect world, but we know women can't lead those shit. As much as we want to lead this shit in the past, they gonna say something about it. They is gonna bring it up. Hell, they'll even tell you, I don't want to bring this shit up, but we're gonna leave it in the past. A few hours later, I thought you didn't want to bring this shit up no more.
What you want the woman to take on?
Whatever she did wrong. If you soiled the bed, you're watching the, you know what I mean? And an apology must be forthcoming. I don't want to.
I don't know if I wouldn't put a black on it. I would say men leaders in general. I think they do. Well, they used to it in the past. I don't know about present day, but back in the past, yeah, it used to be like from the Bible up until 1975. It was okay to whoop your gal if they got out of line. It was socially acceptable. It was.
Hear that my cooking last night, or I took you to this restaurant that served dairy and you're lactose. No. You soiled the bed, dear. Grab the Clorox.
We're gonna do this.
Your apologies accepted.
Okay. My love. And then Aaron, I'll rebuttal that because I do want to hear from all the men what tools or what kind of ideas you guys think.
You have a background conversation. Mute night, whatever you're talking in the background. One of them.
I got it.
Yeah, so I guess I'll answer. Yeah, so
fantastic because I know Momo was waiting on us, and then I'll let you go first.
Yeah, I'll be brief. So you mentioned Rogue, like walking away in the moment, right? When it's really heated. I believe that sometimes it will call for a person to completely leave an unhealthy relationship because A person is not required to, continue to endure ongoing verbal abuse. If the relationship is constantly toxic and there is no willingness to change, ending it would probably be the best thing you could do, the healthiest decision you can make. So sometimes you do have to walk away, It just makes sense. You can't force anybody to change. If this person is consistently triggering you, combative, 24/7, why am I still here? What are we doing? Somebody needs to walk away, not just take a 30-minute break. If we know that this is repetitive and this is a cycle, one of us has to wake up and have common sense. If you know that it's going to trigger you to want to put your hands on that woman, walk away, leave that relationship. She's not willing to change. You know that you're going to go 0 to 100 really quick. Somebody needs to leave.
And that is why I say men's most powerful superpower is the fact that they can have their absence. I agree, Mo Love. And I've said this on many a time.
What you mean, men? So again, women ain't got no accountability in the situation. They get to start the situation, provoke the situation, and we got to use our superpower of walking away. What if our superpower is superhuman strength? That's all I'm saying.
Times when it comes down to men who feel like they are mistreated in relationships. Now, with this example that Tommy has put in the chat, it's not about the fact, and I get the hyperbolic metaphor in this, right? But the issue that I was having with it, Tommy, is the fact that what extremes in the relationship would call for this. Because I do feel like I agree with Mo Love. If it gets to the point where you feel like you have to put your hands on a woman, that relationship's not for y'all. But I know I said fantastic, and then I'll let Tommy rebuttal.
Yeah, so am I answering the question about tools, or am I just speaking in general on topic?
You can speak. I do want to hear from the men about the tools, and then you can move on. You can do both.
Well, of course, yeah. Communication, most importantly, again, I don't believe it benefits a man to put any type of physical thing against a woman because you're going to lose regardless. I don't agree with it. I'm with you. If you have to put your hands on a woman in order to make her comply, that's not the woman for you, because it's going to be bad all the way around. Ultimately, though, what I wanted to point out is you said that it's just improper, right? Most men do not wish or think that the first tool is physical abuse or physical response to women. I think if you really look at the numbers of women that suffer from any type of domestic abuse, it's less than, I want to say, 5% of the population, right? So it's very, very rare, but again, this is the problem with feminism, as to where femicide and all these different things, right, to where they make it seem like it's this overblown thing when it's just, people are violent. Human beings are violent, right? And the vast majority of them are not. But especially when it comes to men kill men. I'm sorry, but men delete men 4 times the rate of women, right? So what you said was improper. By men do attack men way more than the women, and the stats show it and support it. So men are far more violent against other men. The greatest deterrent and protection for a woman is the presence of a man.
Did I not say that earlier? When I was talking about ladies being like ladies, go find yourself a man.
Okay, well, I might have missed that, but that directly discounts your past rhetoric, right? Your the closest statement. So if you said that earlier, but then you say what you just said, it's incoherent.
So let me explain why I said what I said, right? Because at the end of the day, if the argument is strictly about men who wish to put hands and feet on women, I do have to say those are not the men that are putting hands and feet on men. Can we agree to that?
No, those men will yeah, you disagree. Those men will delete other men. Usually those men are the most violent, and they will take out everybody.
So I literally just said that. I said these niggas would have been caught 4 bodies earlier that day, all men, and then have a fight with their goddamn girl. You can't say they won't fight no goddamn bid because they fighting their girl. They take out the whole family.
Those men are the men that will say, the woman tells that man the relationship is over. She finds out he's dealing with a new man, and he will kick the door down and get everybody up out of there.
So Roxy is not a victim. I'm going to preference that. I'm not a victim, but I have been in situations where men felt comfortable to put their hands on me. Now, the reason why I say I'm not a victim is because I have put my hands on them back. I've talked about this on my channel. With that being said, though, a lot of those times, those men, and again, I can only talk about my anecdotal experience. That does not make it the case where it's 100% true. Okay. I can say, and I have heard other women say this. Now, we can all be wrong. I can admit that. Those men have not put their hands on other men. They're actually afraid of other men.
Well, a good example is Mike Tyson. Hold on, Mike Tyson, he'll put his hand on the man, he'll put his hand on the woman. Floyd Mayweather, he'll put his hands on the man, and he also put his hands on the woman. Like it's countless examples of men just violent. And
didn't Floyd go to jail for assault for his baby mama, and he fights men all day for a living? This is why I said you can't say that. In her personal experience, she just so happened to deal with a couple dudes that won't fight men in her personal experience.
anybody that they interact with, they're violent.
I get that, but we're also speaking strictly about relationship dynamics. That's the whole point. So I'm saying, well, hold on. I was gonna let After Fantastic Tommy go.
And you didn't even get my side before you let him get up here long-winded talking like the man. Gotta let him go.
Well,
I just mess with him. You know, I owe him a couple punches for what he said the other day.
Also, hello, Eat a Man.
How you doing, Rosie?
See, at least Fantastic, Nightish. Did Tommy speak first and say hi to me first when you came up? I think you did, Tommy. Maybe. You're on mute. You're muted.
That's a respect to Joe. You just said some crazy crap, and it was just you and me, so of course I spoke.
Okay. I just wanted to get you off of mute. Hi, Tommy. Hi, Tommy. I don't know why you all feel.
I heard what you're saying. It's not logical, and then you'll say, "Oh, it's my woman brain." So you'll then want to have a logical conversation and know you're not fit to have it.
Tommy is fun, y'all. I don't know why.
Just
y'all
you
act
can't
like
say if I can't because I ain't got no leg. Why am I not trying to run a 100-yard dash? It don't make sense. You should just be that. Am I wrong? If you know you have a woman brain and logic ain't your lead, then you should watch a logical conversation. You shouldn't be involved in it.
One, I can be logical. I told y'all I like to be toxic.
So then you should use that with not laugh and say my woman brain and keep going down that road. You just sit up here and personalize it. You keep doing it. You said men who beat women will not beat a man. That is a lie that black women just keep on telling. No other woman think that's true. That don't make sense. This man will put his hands on anyone. You don't have no proof.
But some don't. You have no proof that some always will.
The fact that you said.
I gave Ray Rice as an example and everything.
Some. You said
I don't think I've never talked about collectively. I don't think I've ever really meant it collectively.
You even asked Mr. Fantastic. You said, "Can we not agree that men that put their hands on women won't put their hands on men?" And he said, "No."
Yeah, but I can still say that that's not always the case. I'm not going to disagree when he's saying no.
Your minority is still you arguing straws. I'm not going to say that's always the case. More times than not, they fighting anybody. Anybody.
I'm not even going to disagree with Eat a Man saying that
I say women with wigs got stinking cat.
That's crazy.
I'm saying, if I just threw that out there.
That's crazy.
Oh, so that's crazy. But saying a man that will hit a woman won't hit a man is logical.
But you guys are obviously saying that's crazy. You're allowed to say that. The same way I'm allowed to respond back and say that's crazy.
I say something.
But I also can honestly say, Tommy, if you've been with some women with wigs with some stanky cat, I'm not.
No, but I'm saying,
I don't know.
Why say something with no facts behind it? Because you couldn't even say the man who hit you hasn't hit another man. He's only hit you.
The reason why I can say that is a little more personal reasons, but
I said you didn't say it. You could have said all the men who put their hands on me ran from other men. Every time another man came around, they ran. None of y'all women have that actual story.
Hold on. And I get that. That is also why I even preference by saying I'm not a victim. So no, everything I'm saying, and I'm not, listen, the only reason why I don't want to do the full logical conversation, I'm not pulling up stats. I'm not going to try to do the arguments of hold on. Because again, we're just having a conversation. I'm not pulling out stats for people to be like, well, you're misinterpreting this stat. I'm not pulling out stats because stats can also not always tell the whole story. Right now, we are just having a conversation. If y'all really want to go stat for stat, we can.
No, but you're even doing that now. Instead of saying
this wasn't the topic of my show. For what?
Oh boy, every way out of it, every time you will never address what's on the table. If you think you're losing, you go to something else. You never address what's on the table. Again, if I sat there and said women with wigs got stinky cat, and then you ask me, have you been with one who cat was stinky? Well, no. Do you know some? No. Is there a set? No. I just like saying it so we can start there. I'm going to say it as it's a fact. And if someone challenges me, I'm going to say I'm a woman. I'm going to say it's late.
Hold on. That's not what I was doing for one. Again, I was either using anecdotal background information. And if you guys want to debunk it, which you guys had no problem doing it. And when I asked for other solutions and other answers, and I purposely said, what other tools?
Again,
so
even when you
guys say Rosie, you're wrong. I have no issue. Hold on 1 second. I have no issue when people want to say Rosie, you're wrong. I could be wrong. I'm not going to run against that. I'm not going to run against that.
You have. You just said you have. You said earlier, like a few things that you said. You said I wanted to ask you, why are men expected to respect all women, but you said you'll show respect and reverence towards your man? Have y'all noticed men are expected to show? Huh?
I said submission, not respect. I do believe everyone deserves respect.
All of these things, you're not even supposed to respect a man that you don't know. I ain't never heard no woman say I'm supposed to respect this man. I don't know him. I'm supposed to show him respect. But men are literally supposed to show women respect because they're women. Men are supposed to show restraint from women when they're women. Imagine if we said, oh no, I would never beat up a woman who was my girl, but this bitch, this woman who I don't know, I'm gonna beat her up if she get in my face. Nobody would say that. They'd say I'm supposed to treat all of them with this reverence, even when they're not. Just like you said, and I'm so glad Mo said it. If you gonna leave, your first thought, and I've dated women who thought like that. If you treat me in a horrible way, I'm supposed to give you time, and when you come back later, I'm supposed to still be there. I'm supposed to go sit on the couch. I'm supposed to go sit in the car. And that brother was right, that if I got in the car and left when you had just cussed me out, I ain't gonna come home the next day and you be like, oh, things have calmed down now. It's a lie when you sit up there and say, not all of us think that way. That's ridiculous. You know if that man
I seen them do it.
And left the house after y'all was arguing, and then he came back, you ain't gonna be like, good thing we let it calm down. Would you like some breakfast? But instead of being honest and saying to that man, well, yeah, if you left, we wouldn't want you to do that. So what we want you to do is be in the earshot or eye shot of where we were. Well, there's also men who tell you when I'm in earshot or eye shot, she'll follow me there. We have parents. We've seen mothers when you try to turn your back on your mom and go in your room because it's getting too heated. She'll follow you in the room. There are men who.
As y'all see, Tommy is going off. It is the 3 hour, 3 minute and 29 second mark. The show is 5 hours and 13 minutes long. Y'all want to catch the rest? I've been dropping Tommy all my links over there so y'all can catch what he was saying when he was on mute on Rumble. And she is tagged in the blue. Till the next episode, little channel, big voice. We out.
Low key niggas hating cause they don't want no beef. State gang, true sippers, bitch, I bet we gon' eat.